Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to No More News. I am your host, Adam Green. Thank you all for joining me today, Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. I hope everybody put their trust in Trump. He tweeted out, "Trust in Trump." Congratulations, world. Great job, world. It's time for peace. And he announced a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. All of the MAGA Trump shills were celebrating and trying to take their victory laps. But all of that was a little premature because Israel and Iran are still bombing each other. Iran claims there was no ceasefire. I just saw an article that Israel is still bombing the nuclear facilities in Iran, the main ones, supposedly so they cannot remove any of the material, foreshadowing that they're going to claim it was removed so we can continue this war on them. Going to cover so much stuff today. Huge show. We're going to get into the Top Gun predictive programming for this Iran attack. Going to get into some Laura Loomer stuff, some of the end times prophecy stuff, some of these Jews' tweets online talking about bombing America, saying that we're all born anti-Semites. So much stuff to cover. Going to be an absolutely huge show today. Another huge show. It's only made possible thanks to you guys and your support. Oh, we got no sound effects here. Only possible thanks to you guys and your support. The Power Chat link is in the description and in the live chat of Odysee and Rumble. Odysee announced that they're about to get monetization back, so that's good. Hopefully all the subscriptions will reactivate. You could also subscribe down below to Subscribestar, and there's a P.O. box address below for those that like to send letters. And t-shirts. Still a few t-shirts left. 2 designs at knowmorenews.org on the store page. Hit the like, hit the follow. We're streaming on Odysee, Rumble, X, BitChute, Kick, everywhere. All right, so to back up and recap where we left off since the last stream. Trump tweeted out 45,000 likes for this, by the way. People are such suckers. It's just like Trump tweets out, "Oh, there's a ceasefire, world peace," and everybody claps like seals, like, "Yay, I told you so. I told you I was right to be a sycophantic cheerleader for Trump." So here's RFK says, "Thank you, Trump, for your decisive leadership in bringing this terrible war to a quick end." Are people so gullible and suckers? Like, mission accomplished, everybody. Peace at last. World peace achieved. And people literally fall for it. And before the ceasefire even started, they were already bombing each other, and they're still bombing each other. And now Trump is mad. He was made for a fool. He's embarrassed. He's saying they don't know what the fuck they're doing. A new soundboard clip for the soundboard, obviously, too. But okay, let's recap. So this was yesterday. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire. It just like they completely obliterated Fordo, the nuclear site in Iran, that they're still bombing. Israel's still bombing after that because it wasn't completely obliterated. They're already putting the idea out there that they're moving away the equipment, so this isn't over yet. They're already still calling for regime change while also denying it. In approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions, they were bombing the hell out of each other right before it starts. It's like, okay, guys, we're going to have a ceasefire, and then they just bomb each other as much as they can until the minute. I made the joke. That would be like a groom on his wedding day walking up to the altar to say his vows, and then bangs all of the bridesmaids and then goes, "Okay, I'm done. Now for the vows. Now we get married." It's all such theater. For 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Mission accomplished, America. It's such a joke. The war has ended. It's over. As if Israel's never violated a ceasefire. As if this is really going to be over. As if they're not still bombing Hezbollah and Yemen and shit going on in Syria and all of this. It's so joke. And people fall for it. All of the MAGA people, look, we were right. Trust Trump. Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war. What's the significance of that? Isn't the Kabbalah rabbi say that the war will last 12 minutes, or is that 7 minutes or something? We got the 6-day war, and now we got the 12-day war. This is all going to age so badly. The 12-day war will be saluted by the world. I love how he branded it. Trademark, 12-day war, trademark. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. Okay, Trump, whatever you say. I'm sure we can trust you now. You only lied about you're going to decide in 2 weeks, and you only lied about these negotiations, and you only lied about having a rift with Netanyahu. You've only been waging war by deception all along. I'm sure they're totally going to trust you. I'm sure Iran totally takes you at your word now after you lied to him and killed him and bombed him so many times. I'm sure Israel totally respects and won't go behind your back or won't slap you in the face and continue bombing. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, which it didn't, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence, why are those all capitalized, to end what should be called the 12-day war. He's really trying to brand and market this 12-day war, which I guess we're on the 13th day war now, right? I got to just do ChatGPT, significance of 12 days or 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't. It will, and never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless my grandma. God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world. And MAGA clapped like seals. An absolute masterclass from Trump. Imagine falling for this. He also said, Israel and Iran came to me almost simultaneously and said, peace. They just came and said, peace, Trump. Bring peace to the world, Trump. You're the Prince of Peace, Trump. We gave you the top Jewish award, the Prince of Peace, and now I'm going to save the world from World War III, and we're going to have so much peace. You've never seen peace like this before, let me tell you. The greatest peace you've ever seen. The world and the Middle East. I knew the time was now. The world and the Middle East are the real winners. Both nations will see tremendous love, peace, and prosperity in their futures. I mean, the Ayatollah is still in charge. They only took out a couple of their nuclear facilities of bombs they didn't even really have yet. So now it's peace and prosperity. The same people are still in charge. They've still got thousands of missiles. They still hate each other. They're still mad about what's going on in Gaza. This is all just such a clown show. It's like a roller coaster they take everybody on. A theater, a drama with twists and turns and plot twists. They have so much to gain and yet so much to lose if they stray from the road of righteousness and truth. There's the word again, righteousness. We're hearing a lot of righteousness, a lot of righteous goyim, a lot of righteous Gentiles. The future for Israel and Iran is unlimited, filled with great promise. God bless you both. Oh, sounds great. Sounds a little too good to be true. The White House press secretary says, peace through strength. Congratulations, world. It's time for peace. Daddy Donald, Zion Don, says it's time for peace. Everybody, turn your weapons into plowshares. Hammer your swords into plowshares. I'm the savior of the world. We're all going to have peace, just like the Jewish prophets foretold. I told you they'd claim peace. Trust in Trump, trust in God, trust in Jesus, and trust in your Lord and Savior, Donald J. Trump. Is this not such a joke, guys? Yeah, the Donald Trump impressions aren't so bad today, huh? I'll give you that. Turning the TTS on. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Just like to get through the intro a little bit before being interrupted. But I welcome all the interruptions now. powerchat.live/knowmorenews in the description. And there we go. Topher.
Topher Stone sent $10 supporting the stream.
Thank you, Topher. First I've heard from you, Topher.
Dewey sent $10. Here's to another stream.
Where's Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Where's Huey and Louie, Dewey? Bing, bing, bong, tummy chung. Thanks to Zionist Cuck for doing that hilarious edit of me yesterday, smoking with Ian Carroll.
$10 on Rumble. At Gildra.
Thank you, Gildra. Trust in Trump. Everybody trust the plan.
$10. I don't know if my first donation didn't go through, but just in case, here's to another stream. Also nice Trump impression.
Thank you. A lot of competition on the Trump impressions. Yo, big dono from my buddy Indomitable.
Rumble. Aryan Goishiak Adam would never tell the Edomite Goyim to disarm ourselves.
Never turn the other cheek either.
Zionist Cuck sent $5 on Rumble. Brewa, the pilot for a possible miniseries is out, Mon. Here, mine. Take a big hit and relax, dude. Nothing to worry about.
Guys, trust in Trump, man. Trust the plan. Saving Israel for last.
You don't get $5. This is what we get when intelligence says us psychopaths get control of your mass media, not to mention everything else. Talk about a weapon of mass destruction. How go shit?
Hell go Shiach. Thanks, buddy. Trust the plan, Goyim.
Stone sent $10 remove Chris and John from my name as they are Christian, and I am not.
Well, my name's still Adam, so thanks.
TJ sent $100. Keep.
Oh my gosh.
Rarely catch you live, so here's a big one.
Dude, thank you for the big one. Awesome, buddy. Woohoo!
Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, man.
Hey, I got a new soundboard too. You guys like this one? Thank you for the big dono. You guys are awesome. You're making me feel so special. I'm rich, bitch! There we go. There's that the new soundboard. Thanks for the hundo. Already about to break the goal. We just turned it on. You guys are incredible. Donnie Darkin says, it's like a counterfeit gospel. Have faith in Trump. Be patient. They were saying have faith. Trust Trump. Have faith. Trust the plan. The world's peacemaker. Yeah, that remains to be seen. There's your Messiah. There's your Messiah, Trump. Trump was right. Put another coin in the Trump was right jar. Trust Trump. Faith in Trump. Trump was right about everything. Trump was right about everything. I love how they're posting this, like taking the... Trump tweeted something, made some grand declaration. Everybody's giving themselves a pat on the back for trusting the plan and putting their faith in Trump. And the ceasefire already never even got off the ground. I mean, at least these guys are so impatient to take their victory lap and claim victory. They couldn't even wait one day of no bombing before saying, well, I guess it's over. Like, let alone waiting like a week or two of no bombing. Like, I guess he really did end the war. It's such a joke. So pathetic. Like, how many of these Trump shills are going to have pie on their face for falling for this shit over and over again? It's tough being a Trump shill these days. Whole lot of sweeping and excuses and walking things back and deleting tweets. So bad. Trump was right about everything, kissing that American flag. I can't believe he's really posting this shit. The 70-year-old art of the deal. Starting to feel bad for him here, he says from the White House. God bless the United States of America and God bless the world. Everybody praise Jesus, praise Hashem, the God of the Jews and his chosen people. We save the Holy Land. I use this one for the thumbnail too. Didn't you guys like the thumbnail today? The look on that face is like the meme, you have no idea how bad things are. You have no idea how bad it is. If you only knew how bad things were with that look. Oh, that's good. That's good. Trust in Bibi, trust in Israel, trust in the Bible. Plan trusted. We're all trusting the plan, right, guys? Here's the U.S. State Department spokeswoman. We're plan trusted.
To be able to make
no refunds.
Pride of being able to be here and do work that facilitates making things better for people, and in the greatest country on earth.
The names sent $5 on Rumble. Saw a tweet from Dawson saying the Jews actually think Egypt is Edom. Does that guy know anything about anything?
Yeah, I don't know why he said that. They don't think Egypt. Maybe he was saying Egypt really is Edom, which it's not.
Rumble. They say peace and safety, then sudden destruction will come upon them. I'm sure these end-of-the-world cultists will see that come to pass.
Oh, yeah, peace and safety. I'm surprised he didn't use the peace and safety in that tweet, because that's the sign. And didn't I say this forever? Trump's going to come in, pretend to be the big peacemaker, declare peace, and then all shit's going to break through. Yeah, why is Dawson saying Egypt, the Jews think Egypt is Edom? Edom was not even in Egypt in biblical times. It was like up to the east and the north or the south of Jerusalem. And no, they think, he knows that too. I mean, there's no question that the rabbis think Rome and Europe and America is Edom. In fact, that reminds me, I got another rabbi from YouTube just put out a video yesterday, and he says the exact same thing. A new rabbi, another one. All right, Plan Trusted, spokeswoman for the State Department. Let's hear it.
Things better for people. And in the greatest country on earth, next to Israel.
Oh, we can't even say we're the greatest anymore. Right next to Israel. America first, but Israel too. We're the greatest, but also Israel. We're like two peas in the pod, the two greatest countries. God is on our side, our Judeo-Christian values. This is getting pathetic now. But now it's been pathetic. But this is now getting just like sycophantic, disgusting, embarrassing. It's been embarrassing. What am I saying? What do you call this? Beyond the pale? Jumping the shark?
And in the greatest country on earth, next to Israel. It's an honor to be able to make a difference and to be able to speak in this regard
next to Israel,
an administration that I love so much and that I feel genuinely represented by. It's a real honor. The pride of being able to be here.
Her little smirk. I want to play it again just to get her smirk.
Making things better for people.
We're going to pause it on the smirk.
On earth, next to Israel.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing. But all the MAGA shills are out. A little premature celebration. Charlie Kirk says President Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, for bombing Iran and declaring peace when there's no peace. And it's not even peace. A ceasefire, like we know how Israel feels about ceasefires. They always ignore them and break ceasefire all the time. The last time Trump had a ceasefire when he first got into office, they were seething. The Israelis were seething. Netanyahu had to reassure everybody like, oh, this is only temporary ceasefire. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna continue bombing and killing. Don't worry. It's just temporary. But dude, these guys, these are 66,000 likes too. They're so desperate. They're so desperate to trust the plan. This other like Marxist, Zionist, Jewish woman, Batya Sargon, she's all over mainstream media. A lot of people on both sides of the aisle are going to be majorly bummed that Trump secured an Israel-Iran ceasefire. I mean, this already looks embarrassing. I can't believe they didn't even delete these tweets. But whatever side you're on, whatever you think of Trump, honest brokers should be able to admit it. The president deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. There was no ceasefire. They're still bombing each other. We're going to show the clips here in a second. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. These people are just like asking to be owned. What kind of goldfish? Do they think everybody's stupid? Yeah, we don't need to early lifer. She wears a big Star of David necklace everywhere she goes. I thought that went without saying. Did you think Batya Sargon, Batya Ungar Sargon was a Presbyterian problem? Was a Presbyterian name? They probably will give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize or something. And then he'll cause the World War III and the destruction of Edom in the West. Dom Luker, the black influencer that got invited to the White House, says, what a proud day to be a real Trump supporter. If you stood with Trump through all of the chaos, you deserve to be proud right now. You deserve to be embarrassed because this ceasefire is a joke. Dude, how naive are people? Liz Crokin, the QAnon girl, the Mike Flynn girl. Raise your hand if your trust in President Trump never wavered. Never lose faith in our Lord and Savior, Donald Trump. Panikins, that's the new name, panicking about Trump. Oh, worrying about World War III is you're just panicking. You're just not trusting the plan hard enough. Netanyahu will get the Nobel Peace Prize. Trump would be so mad. Fake MAGA for the L. Hey, MEGA for the W. BB's trending. Stephen Miller roast the Panicans. Patrick Casey, he used to be like anti-Semite, Identity Europa, Groiper, has turned out to be such a Trump shill, such a Zio shill.
Happened with. Well, let's just take a moment to think about how historic this moment is and what President Trump has achieved in this 12-day war. Presidents going back to Bill Clinton have said it is the policy of the U.S. government not to allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
Thank you, RS1
on Rumble. You are appreciated, Adam. You have fast become one of my favorites to listen to.
Well, thank you.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Very nice of you to say that. Means a lot.
Weapon. But
yeah, I think I'd be a lot more people's favorite if I wasn't so suppressed and shadow banned and blacklisted and censored everywhere.
Under every president except Trump, Iran marched closer and closer to being able to put onto a ballistic missile a nuclear warhead that could take out an entire city. That has been the direction Iran has been going in year after year. President Trump took action flawlessly through the United States military to obliterate Iran's nuclear sites and to stop flawless through the use of military.
Oh, I love how they keep saying obliterate. That's the term Trump used. Didn't they claim that, like, I mean, we have seen, it looks like it did cave in on the bunkers. They may have destroyed this site, but they were denying it. They also could have moved the material, like that's already being talked about. What else was the other point I was going to make? They're saying they reinforced the entrance with a bunch of earth, a bunch of dirt, and that they're claiming it wasn't even destroyed. And that's why Israel's still bombing.
Military force from having a nuclear weapon. It was a bold,
he stopped them from having a nuclear weapon, but now, as we showed on the last show, Russia's former president Medvedev, top foreign minister, is saying that now other countries are just going to share their nukes with Iran. There's Pakistan, there's North Korea, there's Russia, there's China. All of these people could share one with him and say, hey, go ahead. This is for America. This is for Israel. It's yours. They haven't stopped it. Are we closer or farther away from World War III and nuclear war after Trump just bombed Iran? Hello? Obviously, we're closer. See Through It All says, sick of Jews dominating both sides of the discourse. Yeah. Especially the spiritual Jews, a.k.a. Christians. And yet, early life, obviously, for anybody that doesn't know, on Stephen Miller also, too. He's Jewish.
It happened without a single leak, without a single solitary service member losing their life. Everyone said, who was a critic of this action, that it would lead to World War III, and instead we have a ceasefire, and instead we have the beginnings of a new...
Go back to sleep, guys. There's no World War III. Trump tweeted that there's a ceasefire, okay? It's mission accomplished. It's all over. It's all said and done, right? Imagine really believing this and doing like, I guess we have world peace now.
We are laughing.
Imagine thinking that. That's them behind the scenes laughing at all the gullible MAGA dupes, the MAGA sheep.
Era of stability and peace and security in the Middle East. President Trump, once again, has demonstrated that he alone has the wisdom, the judgment, the strength, and the courage to see this nation through the most dangerous challenges we face around.
World peace achieved. Mission accomplished. Pack it up, boys. World War III averted. Bravo, Mr. President, bravo. It turns out that Tucker was wrong and President Trump was right, and we really are cursed if we curse the Jews and blessed if we bless them. Is this the one we already read? Yep, the 12-Day War. That's the one we read. Look at that, though. 38,000 likes for the APEC Christian Zionist fool, Ted Cruz. Here's Pete Hegseth, 56,000 likes for this other tweet from Trump. He says, Israel is not going to attack Iran. They did. All planes will turn around and head home. They didn't. While doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. I instructed the Jews to just wave bye-bye to Iran and give them a thumbs up and an okay sign and peace on earth. They won't be dropping bombs. They'll just be waving bye-bye, waving hello. Nobody will be hurt. They assassinated one of their leaders again yesterday. The ceasefire is in effect. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Thank you for signing off. We weren't aware who you were, Trump. This is just like clown show. It feels like a idiocracy Twilight Zone movie that we're in. The Jewish Twilight Zone. You couldn't script this. You couldn't write this. Truth is stranger than fiction. Tommy Lauren, 12,000 likes, says, shortest World War III ever. Shortest World War III ever. It's over, guys. No more worries. It's all over. Isn't this sad? You think these people would know better than this. Okay, and then, I guess minutes before the ceasefire was supposed to go into effect, they're bombing the shit out of each other. You know that because that's good faith. Well, they're like, oh, it's not 12:01 yet. We can still bomb you. Yeah, that's really good faith, isn't it? The big Zionist account on here says, senior regime official just eliminated in Tehran in targeted strike. Okay. Yeah, totally believe the ceasefire is going to work. And then Iran is attacking Beersheba. I believe that's like the desert, one of the more desert areas of Israel where they have a lot of their tech. I remember Netanyahu talking about there's supposed to be a huge tech boom in Beersheba. Boom.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa.
You know what?
That was a peace bomb. That was a wave. That was the wave from Iran. Here, let's show it again. Slow-mo. Whoa, that came in quick. Look at this. We'll go frame by frame. I want to see a little faster. Where is it? Oh, it's not even showing me. There it is. Okay. That's just a ceasefire. Mostly peaceful ceasefire, everybody. Don't worry about it. It's mostly peaceful ceasefire. This is the mostly peaceful World War III.
Inventing Jesus sent $5.
Yeah, nice name.
Great content, Adam. I hope people are waking up to how much the Jehovah/Allah death religions have controlled for so long. Regards.
Yeah. Where are all these prayers? What are all these prayers doing?
Juan Cabra sent $5. Migo will inherit the earth.
That's Jacob will inherit the earth. That's what it says in Kabbalah. The heavens and the earth. Search and rescue teams have been deployed to Beersheba. Death toll has climbed to 11. It's like it was before the deadline. I expected to wake up this morning and seeing way more bombing attacks even after the ceasefire. Trump is mad. We're going to play that clip in a second. He's saying they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Israel's not listening. Iran's not listening. I declared peace. They're embarrassing me. But I haven't seen any more war footage, so I don't know exactly what he's talking about. Okay, no sound on this. Here's another one. Reportedly, 8 people have died and 30 injured after Iranian ballistic missile struck an apartment block in Beersheba. Imagine how naive you have to be to think it's really over. Like everything that's transpired over the decades, everything that's happened since October 7th, and you think just because Trump tweets ceasefire that it's really over, and all these people are trying to like claim victory. have their victory parade. Okay. That's the first section. Now let's get into what does Matt Walsh of Daily Wire say here? We got involved in this conflict primarily for Israel's sake. Oh, really? Not our own. Oh yeah. It's delusional to deny that. Now Trump is obviously fed up, as he should be. Time to leave this circus and let Israel deal with its own problem. They're not going to let him. If anything, they'll claim, oh, Trump abandoned Israel and Edom in America has to be destroyed. They're evil and anti-Semitic and abandon Israel. But they have a million different ways of getting Trump to do what they want. Call on blackmail, false flag attack, assassination attempt, bad intelligence. He said, Israel, do not drop those bombs. You better not, Israel. If you do, it is a major violation. Oh, dude, Trump is speaking in all caps to Israel now, telling them not to bomb. That's why we're going to show the tweets here in a second that there's a bunch of Jews on Twitter calling for America to be bombed. We'll show those in a second. Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. I love how he puts that on every tweet. It's like I'm going to start every tweet I do now as the world's highest IQ record holder, and then the following, or end it with as the host of No More News. The end of every tweet. Okay, so here's the big video. C-SPAN. Trump is mad. They're not listening to Daddy Trump. Humiliated, embarrassed. They're making him look like a fool. He says, Israel says that Iran violated the ceasefire agreement is the question. It's very quiet. I don't know why these questions can't ever, like, hold the mic to them or have another mic so we can hear the question. Like, what are we doing here, professionals, mainstream media?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
But Israel violated too. Uh-oh. Things aren't looking so good in paradise.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not...
Wow. He told them... Oh, you believed him? Yeah, I believe this is theater too. Now it's the part of the play where Trump gets mad at Israel. Like, we haven't seen this plot before. Oh, Trump's mad at Israel now. We're only dealing with the WWF villain actor, reality star actor, Hollywood actor. He dropped loads like nobody's ever seen before. They really didn't respect my ceasefire. They didn't respect my authority.
Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you
I'm not happy with Israel.
have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Whoa. Don't know. Israel doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Trump's like, I know I promised a ceasefire and the end of World War III, but I know Israel's still bombing. I'm not very happy with them, but it's not my fault, okay? I'm scolding them like they've been bad little boys. Don't take it out on me.
Listen, everybody, don't freak out. Don't call your lawyers, all right? We make nice. Everybody's happy.
All right, here's the new soundboard.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Somebody make this a edit. Drop the beat.
What the fuck they're doing? They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
You know they're gonna make edits out of this.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't know what.
Who could even take this seriously at all? All of this has been theater. All of this has been psyops and waging war by deception. What makes you think this is real? They dropped the biggest loads we've ever seen. I've seen some big loads in my day. I used to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. There were some huge loads on all those young, pretty girls. Trust me, believe me, I've seen some loads. In Russia, with the golden showers and all the hot young Russian women and the vodka, there were some loads over there, let me tell you.
What the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Dark MAGA is back. Rehearse cadence. Did he practice that one in the mirror? BB doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Busting today's goal like it's an alleged Iranian bunker. Thank you, Maxed Out Bear. Yeah, blowing up the goal like Israel in the Iranian desert. It's a mostly peaceful ceasefire, guys. Come on. I'm still trust Trump. Trust Daddy. Mostly peaceful. I made this joke already, but Israel and Iran heavily bombing each other right before the ceasefire would be like banging every bridesmaid at the altar right before you say your vows. All right. Jews are hilarious. Can we all agree Jews are hilarious? Jews are hilarious. Intentionally, unintentionally. Right? Israel knows exactly what they're doing. Okay, listen to these Jews. This one says, one symbolic bomb in Washington will remind Trump that he is not omnipotent and will restore our national honor. They really go mask off when they're in the Hebrew. Like, hey, Jews, there's a translation button right below here. You know, we can read these. Not really showing off the Ashkenazi IQ here. Here's another one. We did it on some Tuesday in September, didn't we? That's what they say. So they're talking about 9/11. All the terrorist cells created in the U.S. will surely soon begin to awaken, especially if this whole day isn't one big troll. Even the Jews think it's all one big troll. And they're not happy about a ceasefire. They want regime change, and they want to completely obliterate Iran. And they want World War III and Gog and Magog and Edom to fall in war against Iran, Russia, and China. So, yeah, they're not happy about ceasefire either. But, yeah, they're like, come on, terror cells. They're like poking the sticks. Come on, terror cells. Come on, Mossad. Come on. Do something. We need more for Israel. Efret says, one Iranian bomb in Washington in an open area. Man, greatest allies. You guys feeling the love from the greatest allies? I sure am. Meanwhile, the religious people in our country are Trump's faith office are praying and speaking in tongues at the White House. Embarrassing.
Right now, Lord, from the east, the west, the north, and the south, you will shake America with your power and your glory. We cancel every assignment of the enemy. This nation. We are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word. Every place that our foot will trod, you will give it to us. And so we declare right now, from the capital of our nation, that America will come back to God. We will come back to God. Nothing will stop this nation. And we speak right now by the authority of heaven.
I speak with the authority of heaven. Praise Jesus, Rabbi Yeshua, the King of the Jews.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
These bitches need an exorcism. Hey, can we get the trad cats and the ortho bros in here to give these prots an exorcism? I think they need it. What did you expect? You expected sensible, realistic, intelligent people in our government. No, this is the White House faith leaders in front of the White House praying to the Jewish God and speaking in tongues. It's fucking embarrassing. These religious psychos should be nowhere near positions of power in the government. Can we agree on that?
The capital of our nation, that America will come back to God. We will come back to God. Nothing will stop this nation. And we speak right now about
God is what's gotten us into this mess. The Christian Zionists and the Jewish God and Judeo-Christian values and cursed if you curse them and blessed if you bless them is why we're in this mess. And they're praying for more of the problem as if it's the solution.
the authority of heaven. You told us to bring heaven to earth. Heaven is being released through your people right now. We just thank you right now.
Jesus. They're like,
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God!
help me, Jewish God. Help me, Jewish God. God, I can't stand these people.
Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus Christ, you're such a little bitch.
These people are ridiculous.
Are you not entertained?
Let's get the power chat back turned on.
Is this not why you are here?
You guys are here for the lunatic Christians speaking in tongues? That's why we're here, right? It's like people are just going to be choking on green pills pretty soon here. These guys are doing my job for me. Here we go. We got some super chats coming in here. Just clown Christians. But hey. Oh, Maxed Out Bear.
Maxed Out Bear sent $10 on Rumble. Busting today's goal like it's an alleged Iranian bunker.
Alleged. Yeah. Water cannons. Yeah, they need the water cannons.
Namesake sent $5
Thank you, Namesake.
on Rumble. Is this him building up to the whole abandoning Israel part of the prophecy?
Probably. Yeah, all the nations turn against him. For sure. These zealots make the Ayatollahs look like moderates. I know, yeah. How can you claim like, oh, they're religious fanatics in Iran. We got to bomb them and regime change. Look at our government. Look at Israel's.
Thing sent $10 on Rumble. You're on a roll today, Adam. Smiley face emoji, fire emoji. Got my shirts, love them. DHX.
Thank you, Lisa. You're amazing. Yeah, I love the shirts too. knowmorenews.org. Few more shirts left.
$5. Do Abraham droids dream of eternal sleep?
Well, they dream of the rapture and birth pangs of the Messiah and chaos in World War III and mass suffering, and then Jesus floating down in a cloud in a blood-dripping road with holding a robe on a sword, holding a sword on a white horse with all of his angels. That's what they wait for. These lunatics out here speaking in tongues. Absolutely insane. Hundreds of Christians gather to pray for Israel's protection and victory over evil. And you know the thing too about these speaking in tongues, like the ortho bros and the trad cats. You can go, oh, they're not real Christians. This is satanic. They're heretics. Blow Schofield's eye, whatever. But your own Bible has the disciples speaking in tongues. That's where they got the idea from. Okay, so it's cool. It's cool when the ancient Jews do it. Then it's real and magical. But not now. And obviously, the speaking in tongues thing is a reference to like Babylon and God changing everybody's languages type of shit. That's made up too and ridiculous also. So all the Christians, get off your high horse making fun of these Protestants speaking in tongues, these charismatics. It's in your Bible too. It's just as goofy in your Bible. You've got no room to talk. You've got no ground to stand on. All right. This is why the Bible prophecy is such a problem. This type of mindset that I talk about all the time. Like this Christian e-girl, Melanie Mack. She says, I was never afraid of World War III because I know what the Bible says and I trust it with my life. Well, that's why you're going to get us all killed. It's like we're on the verge of World War III. All these countries got nukes. We're all threatening. It's as intense as ever. And you're just like, I don't care. I'm not worried. I read the Jewish book and it says we win. Right? That's what they say. Like, this is the problem with Jewish prophecy.
The Ghost of Eldon sent $5.
One of the problems.
Let's us gather in prayer to Lord Jesus. Ya dubala la shishita sig cha
Dubabalaba Shiba Baba Gababa Beersheba Tel Aviv Jerusalem Selam Trump. Thank you. Yeah. I'm not very good at speaking in tongues. I wasn't raised in that type of a church. But you see the problem here? I was just talking about this. I did a show with Karl and Borisenko yesterday, and we talked about this. Like, oh, all hell's breaking loose, and yeah, sure, the nukes are flying in the air, and everybody's starving and dying and blown up, but Jesus is going to come and save us. When we lose, we win. Hey, don't fight it. Don't try to save America. Don't try to fight the destruction and our downfall. I trust the Bible. Trust the plan. Trust the Jewish plan. Trust the scriptures and the prophecies that the Jews gave us. See how awful this is? And this is not like rare. This is very common. And it's not exclusive to Protestants either. All Christians have faith in the Bible and their prophecies and think they're going to win in the end. And the rabbis think they're going to win in the end, and they're not the slightest bit concerned. See, this attitude is going to get us all killed. This is nihilism. Oh, we're nothing without the Bible. I trust the Bible, the Jewish fairy tales with my life. This is why the Bible prophecy is such a problem. Carlin says this is why women shouldn't be allowed to read. Trust the plan, turn the other cheek. It's a mental illness. They're laughing, actually. No, yeah, the rabbis, not only are the rabbis not scared, they're laughing.
Tailsoft Levant sent $5 on Rumble. Praise Yeshua, Shamar Atalalashita Kaka should have bought a Honda, hallelujah.
Yeah, very good. That's good.
We are laughing.
That's a good one, yeah. These prophecies are how they control us. Dune.
This prophecy is how they enslave us.
Okay. Thank you for proving my soundbite right. Useful idiot. This is your brain on the scriptures. This is your brain on the Torah. I'm not concerned about World War III. I'm not concerned about all the Jewish prophecies and plans about destroying Edom because I trust the Bible. And that's how you've been psyoped. Christian nationalist MAGA cultist Lance Walnew is excited about Iran strikes because he believes the Antichrist is emerging and Jesus is going to come back. This is the problem with prophecy.
Jesus is coming.
4th of July, something big's going to happen on 4th of July? Possibly.
Jesus is coming back, and I believe that this is all part of him setting the stage for his...
See, they love the mark of the beast and the third temple and the Antichrist because that means Jesus is coming back. That means they get to see Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
That's what they sound like.
His return, in terms of the dynamics, Jesus is coming back, and I believe that this is all part of him setting the stage for his return, in terms of the dynamics of what happens. I think this is going to be two things. In my own guess, it's going to be an opening of the window through the State Department for the gospel to be preached into a greater area of the gospel freedom into the Middle East, into Asia. During these couple of years we've got with Trump, that's going to be, we've got to move fast.
With God, with Trump, like Trump is with God. Trump is saved by God to save the world and save America, and most importantly, save Israel.
Goes into all the nations. Then I do think it's a possibility, if Iran's vacuum isn't filled in a reformation, it'll be filled with a bitter revenge that will take a little while, and then you're going to see the Antichrist and wars in the Middle East come out of the unresolved bitterness against Israel and the United States. And this will fester and feed into the Antichrist emerging in that region, which is not now, because right now is the period of Cyrus and the rise of sheep nations and the gospel going to the nations.
Did he say the rise of the sheep nations?
You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
That's what everybody should say to these people. But all the rest of the Christians, like even the Ortho bros, don't point your finger at this Protestant and say he's a heretic. Jadar, he's not a real Christian. We're the real spiritual Israel. Do you even do the temple liturgy? Do your priests, your bishops and fathers even dress up like Pharisees?
Trump 45 and 47 equals 9 to 11.
9/11, yeah. Oh, maybe they'll just attack on 9/11 again. Wouldn't that be symbolic? or 11:9. Yeah, the Ortho Bros and the Catholics say the same thing. The Antichrist has to come before Jesus returns. So don't be like, oh, they're way off. They're heresy. Remember Trump warned about Russia moving nukes to Cuba in his nomination acceptance speech? Pepperidge Farms remembers. The new Cold War in Gog and Magog 3 is moving forward. Trump attacks Russia's Medvedev over his nukes tweets. Trump says, did I hear former President Medvedev from Russia casually throwing around the N-word? Nigga, please, not that N-word. No. Wrong N-word, Trump. No, the other N-word, nuclear. In saying that he and other countries would supply nuclear warheads to Iran, did he really say that, or is it just a figment of my imagination? If he did say that, and if confirmed, please let me know immediately. He tweeted it from his official account. The N-word, I love how that's the new N-word. Not allowed to say it. Should not be treated so casually. They've been threatening with the N-word for years. I guess that's why Putin's the boss. By the way, if anyone thinks our hardware was great over the weekend, far and away the strongest and best equipment we have, 20 years advanced over the pack, is our nuclear submarines. Putin's been bragging about his hypersonic nukes as well. They are the most powerful and lethal weapons ever built, and just launched the 30 Tomahawks. All 30 hit their mark perfectly. So in addition to our great fighter pilots, thank you to the captain and crew. Great. And this is the Jerusalem Post referencing Medvedev's tweets. Nations prepare to arm Iran with nuclear warheads after U.S. strikes. Russia's Medvedev claims. Sounds like World War III averted to me. Sounds like peace on earth to me. What do you think, Goy? Hey, I believe the Bible and I trust the Bible with all my heart, and I'm not even worried. If God wants to nuke America, well, that's God's plan, and I'll go to heaven. That's the Christians. Nukes and pandas are fake, ask Owen Benjamin. Yeah, the people promoting that nukes are fake, like, you're going to get us all nuked. Nick is on Alex Jones right now. I'll watch it later. White House Press Secretary Leavitt suggests regime change in Iran, echoing Trump. This was yesterday. Oh, I'm sure we're supposed to believe there's a ceasefire when they're still talking about Tomahawk missiles brought to you by Brondo. Military parade brought to you by the UFC and Palantir. Brought to you by Palantir and Raytheon and Coinbase.
Caroline, when the president is floating the idea of regime change, how does he believe that should be accomplished? Through the Iranians, the Israelis, or the Americans?
The president's posture and our military posture has not changed. The president was just simply raising a question that I think many people around the world are asking. If the Iranian regime refuses to give up their nuclear program or engage...
Complete surrender. Complete surrender. Remember, we demand complete surrender and regime change, and actually it's just the nukes, and now we obliterated them, but we still need regime change, but now we're having a ceasefire and peace on earth. That, like, demoralization, what's the hyper-normalization? Just put out so much conflicting and contradictory information that people's minds just turn to jello and have no idea what's going on. They don't know what to believe. PsyOps on top of theater, on top of disinfo, on top of trusting the plan and 4D chess and trust Trump and speaking in tongues and praying for Jesus to return. Like, it is such a fucking shit show.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Oh, do you guys feel it? I can't be the only one. Do you guys feel like Adam Green sometimes?
Engage in talks. We just took out their nuclear program.
Brought to you by McDonald's and Coca-Cola. Donald Trump. Brought to you by Miriam Adelson, McDonald's, and Coca-Cola.
Saturday night, as you all know. But if they refuse to engage in diplomacy moving forward, why shouldn't the Iranian people rise up against this brutal terrorist regime? That's a question the president raised last night. But as far as our military posture, it hasn't changed.
How are you? Good. Caroline, when the president is floating the idea of regime change, how does he...
We got the best blonde, the cutest press secretaries. They're so good. They're such a good Christian girl. I wish her top was a little lower. I think that would be good for the ratings, if you know what I mean. Thanks, Onyx Rock. Yeah. I love that Jesus cross right between the top of her boobs. It's a really good look. That's why I hired her. Oh, I'm losing my mind. That's why I'm in this mood today. Trying to make light of the situation. Mark Levin, who's been appointed by Trump as like top Homeland Security advisor, ultra-Zionist Fox News host Mark Levin. Casey Allen says, people like you only make anti-Semitism increase. And he says, it's in your family's DNA. Where have we heard that before? From Josh Hammer from the Daily Wire and Newsweek says, it's in the DNA of Europeans to hate Jews. Where have we heard this? In your DNA. Talk about a blood libel. Talk about painting with a broad brush. You're all evil. You're all born anti-Semitic. This is straight from the Kabbalah rabbis. Esau hates Jacob. The nations, the Gentiles, the Goyim hate the Jews like a law of nature. And they never did anything, and we're just jealous of their IQs and their success and that they're chosen, and we don't like their morals, and we blame them scapegoat them for everything. Where have we heard this before?
It is being... Why are the nations, why are the Goyim, the idol worshippers, why are they mezoamim? What's mezoamim? Mezoamim means they're impure. Their natural state is being impure. A Goy's natural state is impurity. No one ever liked the Jews, because it's in their DNA. As Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, Esav sonel Yaakov. Esav hates Yaakov. And the Rambam says that even though Esav, sometimes he doesn't know why he hates Yaakov, nonetheless he still hates him. The Goyim don't really know why they hate you.
Au contraire, we've watched your videos, Rabbi Reuven. Imak Shimo, that No More News Adam Green just hates Jews. We just clip him and show what he says in his own words and all these rabbis, and that's what how Rabbi Reuven attacks me. He's just the evil Yamak Shimo. He's Amalek. He hates me for no reason. He hates that I'm so chosen and moral. He's jealous of my beard.
Even though Esav, sometimes he doesn't know why he hates Yaakov, nonetheless he still hates him. The Goyim don't really know why they hate you. They don't really know. There's many Goyim that their whole life they've never even seen a Jew. They've never seen a Jew. But you tell them, Jews, I hate them, kill them. But you never saw one. What did they ever do to you? No, they're the worst people in the world. They destroyed the world. But you don't ever know one. The reality is, Rabotai, is that Esav sonel Yaakov. Esav hates Yaakov. This is a fact that is no different than gravity.
See, the Goyim hating the Jews is a fact no different than gravity, a law of nature. And we've got lots of different rabbis saying this. He's not a bad apple. This is not out of context. This is not cherry picking. This is widespread. That's why we see Mark Levin saying it. That's why we see Josh Hammer saying it.
Different than all of the other laws of nature. It just is. Remember, there is no peace without you or the Jewish people listening to what the Word of God is. And the Word of God is only in the Torah. Can you have the interfaith peace? Absolutely not.
So this is one of my old edits. And here we have Josh Hammer, who worked for Ben Shapiro in the Daily Wire and then left there and got he's the editor of Newsweek, who says Jew hatred is inherent in the European DNA. So Edom, Esau's DNA. Esau hates Jacob. And in the Bible, they believe that Esau hates Jacob because Jacob used deception and stole his birthright. So they say we hate them. This isn't true, obviously, and this isn't the real reason, but it doesn't even make sense. Like, Esau has every right to hate Jacob for using deception and stealing his birthright. So they blame the victim. You shouldn't be mad even though they stole the birthright. And this is what it all goes back to. So even when you see these seemingly secular Jews and not like, they don't have the top hats, they don't have the curly sideburns. I mean, Mark Levin does put on the tefillin. Daily Wire, Jew hatred is inherent in the European DNA. But then they go, oh, blood libel, you hate us. You say we're all evil. This is mask off how they actually think about us. And God hates Esau too. Thank you. Right. See through it all. So their justice, if God hates Esau, then they should hate Esau. And guess what, everybody? They think that Europeans are Esau and Edom and Amalek. And not just Europeans, but actually all of the non-Jewish world also. And then what do the Christian-controlled op online do? They say, well, they're Edom. It's okay because they're Edom, and we're Jacob, and we're the chosen people, and we're going to win in the end. And where does that get us? Makes you look like kooks. You're a fringe minority. It goes nowhere. You're running cover for them. And it ain't going to work. It ain't true. It ain't going to work. It's affirming their prophecy still. And this is what we get. Instead of helping us raise awareness about their anti-Edom blood libels and fantasies about us being destroyed, you mirror their madness. You run cover for them. You become the villain. You give them an out. And this is what we get. This is why Christians are controlled opposition. Jew says the quiet part out loud. Evangelists in the third world are our safety net. By the way, there's a decent chance that many immigrants in the U.S. will become evangelists. And they mean Zionists is what they mean. It's a religion of the poor, and this will only strengthen Israel. Oh, and you see Christianity booming across Africa, in China, in Latin America, in South America. And all of these non-European countries, or mostly in Europe, it's in steep decline, and it has been for decades. We're going to have a multicultural, diverse world of Jew Israel worshipers. And I'm trying to expose that it's all fake prophecies and a plan, a blueprint for world domination. And the Christians that are controlled op go, well, we're the new Israel. The Bible's real, and we all need to bow down. Every knee will bow to the Messiah and the God of Israel. You're playing into this. You're not stopping it. You're contributing to the problem. You're accomplices and complicit in all of it. All right. Let's get the power chat back on. Let's get some more power chat, guys. I want to hear some more of your thoughts. I want to hear some more speaking in tongues. We need more tongues. We need some more righteous Noahide goys to speak in tongues for us. Missionary work. Yeah, they're foot soldiers. All right, here they come. Let's turn it down a little bit. It always takes like 30 seconds. Subscribed on Rumble. Hey, all right. Thank you.
Frog MG, send $5. This might sound wrong, but the pro-white European movements, oral, online should only be led by strong and honorable folkish men, pagans, agnostics, atheist, deist, theist, Vedic followers, warrior men with actual heart. Christians have failed.
Yeah, only Viking warriors, right? I'll take it a step further. No opposition should be led by anybody that believes in the Bible. Simple.
The insanity is just too much. No point analyzing it. Yep. Hypernormalization.
Hypernormalization mode. Thank you. Is that it? Corn Pop, thanks, buddy.
Corn Pop the bad dude sent $5. You ever heard of Vladimir Surkov? North made a video on him.
Yeah, that's what hypernormalization is about. The Adam Curtis documentary. That's what I referenced. Shout out North. R.I.P. buddy.
$5 on Rumble. Love that everyone's fighting over this worthless piece of desert.
Yeah.
Every rabbi smells like poop and their breath smells like foreskins.
I wouldn't know.
Culture. Living in the past gets you nowhere.
Right. Yeah, fighting over Jewish fairy tales and who the true Israel is and who the real Messiah is, and you've already lost. You're playing that game, you've already lost the game. Dead on arrival. Over before it began. Okay. A lot of people were sharing this one. I think he deleted it too. Look, deleted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the Goyim know. The Goyim know.
Onyx Rock just subscribed on Rumble.
Nice. Nice. Uh-oh, the Goyim know. They found my tweet. These Jews think that we don't know, that they don't know that there's a translate button. You're like, they can't, the dumb Goyim can't read our Hebrew words. Like, there's literally a translate button underneath. We can see this. Okay, before we get to the propaganda in Iran, let's shift over to more of the theme of Jews saying how evil we are. We got some Laura Loomer stuff. Uh-oh, hold on. Laura Loomer's under fire from Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. Oh boy, we got some more too. Actually, we'll save that one for later. We'll do that one too. Here's one more Jew tweet. So, and it's in the back of my head. Do we even know that these are real accounts, real Jews? It could be Iranian. I'm just saying it could be. I think Jews are pretending to be Iranian accounts and Christian accounts and Muslim accounts to make them look bad. It's not out of the realm of possibility that this could be some Iranian accounts trying to make Jews look bad, okay? That goes on. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying take it with a grain of salt. Keep it in the back of your mind. All right, he says, if we decide to bomb America, if we suddenly decide to drop 400 to 500 atomic bombs on them at once, it could be that we'll rule the world. It could be that we'll reach our destiny, that we'll be the light unto the nations. Okay, this sounds like a Jew wrote it for real. The women will dance in the vineyards. They'll break into dances. We'll build the temple. We'll offer sacrifices. Maybe that's how it should be. 46 lights. Does that seem legit? I don't have the tweets that I can go and investigate if it's real. I mean, it checks out. Even if it's fake, this is what they think. This is what they believe. Right? Okay. So that's that. Let's do Loomer now. Loomer writes, she's really been on one since October 7th and then the Iran war. She's really gone mask off with how Zionist she is. It was never a secret. People tried to turn a blind eye. People tried to say she's based in a graper in America first. What's up, Need More Amalek? Good to see you, buddy. By the way, I did a video back in like 2016 or 17 called Zionist Princess Laura Loomer. And it was a whole video just like showing her tweets and talking about her and how she's a Zionist. It got censored. And coincidentally, I put that out on her birthday, and it ruined. She went on to tweet and say that it ruined her birthday, and I've been blocked ever since. Adam King keeps replying to you every time you tweet about her. Dude, he's white knighting for Loomer. He's shooting his shot. Dude, Laura Loomer and Adam King are destined to be with one another. That would be the Jewish power couple that would literally like take down Edom forever. Total Jewish victory. Adam King and Laura Loomer teaming up. Their baby, their firstborn son, will probably be the Moshiach. It's not you, Adam. It's your heir with the Zionist princess Laura Loomer. Perfect match. The perfect match. Totally. Okay, Laura Loomer says, I really think we might have a mainstream Nazi party in the U.S. in the next 10 years. Don't tempt people with a good time. What is this, bait, Loomer? What is this, engagement farming? You think all your followers would be like, no, that sounds terrible. So many quote-unquote conservatives are just salivating over the thought of being able to break windows and openly seek hail in public. This week confirmed it. These people hate Trump because he won't seek hail with them. I'm sure that's what it is. Not that they're getting us into another war in the Middle East for Iran. The next tweet says ADL is run by Nazis. He won't scream Judenraus, and deep down they hate him for that. It's not on this thread if there's a thing. 5.3 thousand likes. Now, here's Nick talking about Loomer today. Laura? Mind you, the guy that endorsed her campaign and said she's America first and was friends with her for years. While he was blocking me and attacking me, he was sucking up to Loomer and shilling for Donald Trump.
Laura Loomer is the biggest whore in American politics. She used to be my friend. I regret every minute of it. She is the biggest disgusting whore in politics. And I'm not just saying that as a pejorative. Let me be precise and specific. What do I mean by that? She will do anything for money. Anything. She will do anything for money. She will do anything to rub shoulders with influential people.
And what were you doing befriending her? The same thing? What were you doing hanging out with Ali Akbar when you knew he was a pedo that preyed on young fashy boys like all your groypers? Oh, he was politically connected. He helped you get to Kanye. He hooked you up with some shit. Talk about hypocrisy here, Nick.
She will do anything for money. Anything. She will do anything for money. She will do anything to rub shoulders with influential people. She will do anything for influence. She is a paid mouth for hire. At least one of her orifices is, not to be gross, not to be crude, but her mouth is for rent. It is for sale. You pay her money and she will say anything. She's like a wind-up toy. She's like from Toy Story. You pull the string.
I don't know that it's about money and saying anything. She says things that are good for Israel. She says things to benefit Israel and Jews. That's what it is. I don't even believe this. It's just about money and she'll say anything. She'll say anything for the benefit of Israel. I think that's more accurate.
On her back, and she will say whatever you want her to say.
Hold on. What did he say about getting on the back?
Sale. You pay her money and she will say anything. She's like a wind-up toy. She's like from Toy Story. You pull the string on her back and she will say whatever you want her to say. As long as you put money in the back. As long as you shove money up there, she'll say anything and do anything. And she's a sick, disgusting human being.
Okay, so there's Nick. But hey, thanks, Nick. Yeah, we got Alex Jones calling her out here in a second, too. Nick, it was just 2 years ago you were saying that she was America First and endorsing her campaign because that benefited you. While we were all saying, how could you be anti-Zionist and worship the God of Zion and shill for Zion Don like you did for 8 years and be endorsing Laura Loomer and claiming she's America First? And now you want to blow the whistle? Now you want to talk shit?
Laura Loomer, great personal expense. People call me a hypocrite for this. I went out and supported her, and I was there on her election night party. Mm-hmm. She's a hardcore Jewish Zionist. I happen to believe that she's America First.
I happen to believe she's America First. Yeah, how'd that turn out? How'd that turn out, Nick?
Believe.
Hey, put another coin in the Nick was wrong jar. Hey, Nick's right about everything. I keep been seeing that meme everywhere, right? I mean, he did, when it mattered right before the election, he did expose Trump, to be fair. But for the 8 years before that, he was wrong for 8 years and was late to the party. Yeah, another one. Ali Akbar, Laura Loomer, Andrew Tate. He called a few years ago. He called for Andrew Tate to be in jail for having his porn business and a rapist for abusing women. And now he's sucking up to him because he can get some clout off of Andrew Tate.
That she's America First. I'm going to believe that she's America First. We disagree on that issue. But the point is, all you'd have to do is take a look at Laura Loomer.
Okay, there's Loomer. I'm not reading $1 super chats. Nope. We don't want to interrupt for $1 super chats. That is not good for the show. Okay, let's see. We'll do that part. No. Where else are we? Here's Tucker calling out Loomer.
An isolationist. He's not. But Levin, again, doesn't care about the United States. And they're all wearing the Trump skin suit right now because they think it suits their purposes. These are people who hated Trump. They're anti-Trump. They're never Trump. And that would include a lot of people on Fox News who I worked with for 15 years. I know what their political views are. They're my colleagues. They hate Trump. They hate him personally. They hate his agenda. They hate his economic views. And they really hate his foreign policy views.
Dude, she's hanging out with Trump at his golf course. She's on the private jet with Trump. She just went to the White House the other day to meet with J.D. Vance. And then called for Palantir to round up all the protesters for the No Kings March. Laura Loomer is the Queen Esther of America. If anybody's the Queen Esther, it is Jigsaw. I made this, by the way, with AI years ago. I made some others as well. She's the Queen Esther getting into the ear of Donald Trump.
Which in private they describe as insane and isolationist, he's a Nazi and all this stuff. I mean, they really have contempt for him. They kept him off the air at Fox News while I was there against my protests. So that's all true, and it's very frustrating as a literal person who cares about what's true to see people jumping up, Mark Levin or Laura.
Corn Pop the Bad Dude sent $5. Watched Nick. He made fun of Kirk for wanting ethical monotheism in America. Also, I'm a servant of the revolution. He also made fun of Ritter for his Israel is done arguments.
Well, those are both things I've said before, aren't they? So I agree with that. I agree with those takes. Yeah, Ritter has been ridiculously wrong about so much. Like, there's no accountability. Like, the people that get stuff so terribly wrong and are obvious Russian agents, like, they should have no relevancy. If it weren't for the Russian and the Third Worlders and the Eurasianists, they probably wouldn't. And yeah, Charlie Kirk wanting ethical monotheism, that's code for Noahide laws. Did he mention that? Ethical monotheism. And guess what? All the rabbis brag that the Catholic Church helped conquer the pagan world and bring them closer to the monotheistic God of Israel. They celebrate that. Yet you're still promoting the Catholic Church. The same Catholic Church with the new Pope that's calling for open borders and anti-racism and welcoming Ben Shapiro and Rabbi Shmuley and the last Pope and the World Jewish Congress. Ben Shapiro rolls out the red carpet, meets with him, have a great moment. They admire each other's small hats, while the Groypers and Nick are all disavowed and would be excommunicated and were condemned by the U.S. bishops group, but you're still shilling Catholicism as if it's the answer. Drop the LARP. He's doing it just for clout, tapping into a cult. That's what I think it is. Okay, here's the Loomer part.
Loomer, that's world's creepiest human. I don't even know where she came from or who she is exactly, but she's running around.
She came from Ezra Levant's Rebel Media, and she worked for Unit 8200 Connected, the CEO of Unit 8200 of Project Veritas, also trained by Blackwater and Eric Prince Veritas. So she worked with James O'Keefe and Veritas. She worked for Ezra Levant at Rabbi Media, Rebel Media, that pumps out all of the Zionist e-celebs. Ethical bombings. Okay, yeah. Come on, dude. No more of the $1. We got it. Just $5. Have it read for $5. Don't be a shekel pincher. Where else did she come from?
I'm Donald Trump's, defender. It's bizarre.
Champion. She is. She loves Trump.
And I'm
She loves Trump because he's Zion Don and he's good for Israel. That's why she loves Trump so much.
Arbiter of what it means to be for America. Someone who, again, has no interest in the United States, demonstrated no interest. So I think it's just important. It's not a matter of score settling, and I don't care what Mark Levin does in his private life. I don't care what his opinions are. And Laura Loomer, I'm not even really sure who she is. However, if people like that are able to take over a political movement whose stated goal is to serve the United States, first and foremost, America first.
Dude, it's always been her movement. Trump was never America first. Are you not getting that? It's always been a Zionist movement. She has always loved Trump. She has always been one of the top MAGA, which has always been MEGA people. Are we not getting this? We're acting like, oh, the Zionists are hijacking Trump. They put Trump in power. They backed him from the beginning. Trump hasn't betrayed MAGA. He hasn't betrayed his base. You voted for this. This is what he's always been.
Make America great again. If those people can take control of that political movement, first of all, it's an offense against reality and truth. But second,
if these Zionists take control of Trump's super-based America First movement, it's always been a Zionist movement. What is this shit?
And it's really dangerous for the country.
Okay. So hold on. She's been calling him a Qatari agent now. Now, she shared this. Yes, Tucker, I don't even know who she is. He didn't say he doesn't know who you are. He says he doesn't like know. He knows of you. He doesn't know all about you. He doesn't know where you came from. That's what he meant by that. I don't even know who she is what Tucker said about me. Another lie. He just can't handle being called out. So she has Tucker's phone number, and he texted her once 2 years ago. Thanks a million, Laura. I appreciate this. There's some level of chaos, but I feel weirdly happy. Hope you're great. Doesn't mean that they're best friends. Doesn't mean that he knows everything about her. He didn't claim, like saying I have no idea. It's like there's people that I've talked to online, maybe not on the phone, but it's like, you know, you don't know everything about him. Say, I don't even know who this person is, right? So here's Jones now. Jones, who has been one of the biggest promoters of Laura Loomer, by the way. Now, now you realize she's a Zionist. Now you realize she's just really trying to subvert America first and benefit Israel. The guy that boosted her and promoted her and so many other Zionists for years. Now you're just going to admit that I was right to call you out all these years for giving her such a big platform. Let's hear what Jones has to say about her.
And then Laura Loomer. She loves Ye. And she used to love Nick Fuentes when she wasn't in the entourage of Trump. She was smiling and laughing, next to a guy saying he loves Hitler. And wouldn't even dare challenge him.
Why won't you say his name? Nick Fuentes said that. And yeah, she was sucking up to Ye too.
Because she was so starstruck being around Ye. And now I tell Ye's full of crap sitting right there. Because I know all about Hitler from the real history and the deep stuff. But now Tucker Carlson, though, he's a secret Nazi. That's right. He's got a red armband. He's got a Nazi swastika on his ass.
More like a Russian agent, if anything.
Bullshit.
Or CIA.
And it's called hypocrisy. I mean, Laura, you run around with people that put out music videos saying Heil Hitler.
She was friends with Nick for years too. She was a VIP at Nick's America First conference. I've even heard rumors that she likes Nazis and dated and hooked up with Nazis. There's the famous video of her years ago trying to flirt at some club with some Aryan Chad and she goes, oh, they're just jealous of my Ashkenazi IQ and big tits. Somebody link me that. I probably have it or could find it, but.
Yeah.
Milo says she's not even a Jew. She's not even really Jewish. I think she is, though. At least part.
And then you're going to say Tucker Carlson's a Nazi as if that hurts people. Tucker Carlson's not a Nazi. He's sophisticated. He's an American. He's a populist. He doesn't like Hitler. He doesn't like totalitarianism. That's why I don't like Hitler. And I don't like Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, now you don't?
Ayatollah. And I don't like Xi Jinping. And I don't like people that steal elections. And I sure as hell don't like people that throw rocks in glass houses. So I'll quote Jesus to Laura Loomer.
Great.
Singling her out as an example. I can't wait for her to attack me. I'm really looking forward to it. Jesus.
Oh, really?
Accused of being, evil and sinful by a Pharisee. Maybe it's a Sadducee. And he says, hey, why don't you get...
Uh-oh. Is he calling Laura Loomer a Pharisee? Uh-oh.
The beam out of your eye. The 2x4 before you tell me about the speck in mine.
This is very frustrating as a literal person who cares about...
Okay, watch that.
Hour.
He goes 20 minutes off on Laura Loomer? Well, Jones, you're the one... He has promoted Loomer for like 10 years. Here's the clip of Loomer. Loomer, just stick to Jewish guys, okay? This is unacceptable.
And your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
The Nazis hate me.
It's fine.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm going to tell you a secret.
You got it.
So many people in this movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners.
That's so bad.
So many people in this, she's totally drunk. So many people in this movement like pretend to be trad Christians, and they're really just like letting me suck their dicks all the time. Like that's what she's saying right now. Get her away from our guy. He's not falling for it, dude. He's not falling for it. Adam King, I think, is heartbroken at this video. I don't know if he's seen it before. Yeah. So basically, what Nick said, she's a whore. Like, I think this gives us some insight into that right now.
Fucking people on the side and like movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners.
That's so bad.
Like they're not even like really trad life. Like,
oh, who could have imagined all these fake Christian grifters are actually cheating on their wives and hooking up with everybody? Need More Amalek says, I was hit on by Loomer at the 2016 Alt-Right Spencer Conference. I was also at this party from this video too. She hit on me and I am a blonde hair, blue eye, fashy haircut and everything. So too bad they didn't get you on video. Is this you, Need More Amalek? Are you the Aryan Chad that Loomer's in love with? Yes, I remember when she was crying and screaming on Alex Jones when she lost her Twitter account. You sent it directly to Adam King. That's mean. All right.
And again, when I have been critical of Trump, I don't make apologies for that. I've always promised my listeners change. I will see what you do on making this earth a better place as well for our future.
Okay, we all need to worship the Messiah together. We've heard it before, Jones. We've heard it before. Now, a little more on Loomer. Apparently, again, Ed Zoll and Lauren Witzke, these Christians, they teamed up, they worked, they did business with Loomer, and now, now it's going to shit, apparently. So, let's see here. Oh man, it's catfight online. Laura Loomer says, I am not a dual citizen. I am a U.S. citizen. You know this, and you're deliberately lying to appease your low IQ Jew hater followers. Don't take information from people who were former drug addicts and criminals as your source. Her brain is likely fried. And there they are photographed together when they were besties and she was pregnant. And Lauren says, Loomer, you let this brain-fried drug addict relaunch your career and produce your show from scratch for you and do it for free for 6 months. Lauren, you're supposedly an anti-Zionist Christian, and you helped relaunch Laura Loomer's career and produced her show for free for 6 months. Ethan Ralph was covering the Witzke stuff. That's on you, Lauren. She says, this drug addict, oh, so Loomer's a drug addict? She is looking like she could be on drugs recently. This drug addict also got you that big, oh, and Milo said the same, that she's on pills or something. This drug addict also got you that big Rumble deal and gave you a 2-month advance. Hey, thanks for getting Loomer the more Rumble deal. That's what we need is a bunch of Zionists getting Rumble deals. Great. Oh, I think Lauren also helps produce Steve Bannon's show. Great. The drug addict also got you that big Rumble deal and gave you a 2-month advance because you were so broke from the defamation lawsuit. Remember that? Who sued her for defamation? I guess lying to yourself is how you help deal with the guilt of taking the $60,000 advance and skipping town. How do you have an extra $60,000 to advance to Laura Loomer? Lauren, not sure why you would lie about me being a dual citizen, but I guess your lies just get quite overwhelming and hard to keep track of as a lying, disgusting, bloodthirsty warmonger. Okay. Now, it's still more on. You guys care about this Jewish Christian infighting drama? Oh, and this scheme also caused me to lose my health insurance 2 weeks before my due date. I begged her to please not do that to me, as someone who has been nothing but loving, supportive friend to her, who campaigned for her and had her back for years, but she literally didn't care. I'm convinced she's not human. Picture taken 2 days before Laura took off with my money and my staff. Look at the before and after the plastic surgery. She'd probably be better looking if she didn't do anything. Story as old as time. Wow, after posting this, I received a very interesting call from my top client today. Apparently, Laura Loomer installed a spy camera in my office and then told my clients that she saw me log on to one of our computers and transfer a large sum of money from her bank account to mine. Ridiculous. It is by the grace of God that my business survived this defamation campaign from the most demonic human being I've ever had the displeasure of working with, and to the disloyal staff who helped spread and amplify her lies. I wish you nothing but the best of luck with the pennies Laura Loomer tosses you for flushing her toilet on Sunday. So, all is not well in Loomer world, apparently. All right. Now, that's enough of the Loomer drama. I do want to see what Jones has to say a little bit here about Mark Levin.
I hate this word ceasefire. I really do. The president hated it a few days ago, too. What's needed now is this, in my humble opinion. Iran should be forced to sign a surrender document, unconditional surrender. They lost their nukes. They've lost their air force. They have no ground-to-air protection. China didn't step in. Russia didn't step in. Not a single Arab country stepped in. The supreme Nazi is hiding in a bunker, much like Adolf Hitler did. Adolf Hitler wasn't thrown a lifeline. He wasn't thrown in a lifeline. He was going to be killed, so he committed suicide.
Isn't it funny that anybody that they want to kill, they say that they're Hitler and they're Nazis. They're Amalek.
I'm very much interested in seeing how this plays out.
Hey, Alex, you're going to criticize Mark Levin here, right? But your boy Trump, that you've shilled and been the biggest cheerleader of for years, when I called in years ago and said Trump's a Zionist, you called me a Nazi. He appointed him as top of Homeland Security and a whole cabinet full of Zionists. So that's on you, Jones.
I really am.
Nice track record, Jones.
Because what does an agreement look like? Does that mean the supreme Nazi survives?
Yeah, they might as well just call him Hitler's code word for Haman. They're basically calling the Ayatollah Haman, who in the Purim story was the evil Amalekite that wanted to genocide all the Jews. And they also called Hitler Haman.
Supreme Nazi.
Does that mean the regime survives? I guess so.
All right, so they're hopping mad at Trump. Don't trust Trump. Don't trust Alex Jones. Don't trust Tucker Carlson. Don't trust Steve Bannon and General Flynn that said we should be very careful about this.
Yes. Don't trust any of them. This is why Alex is controlled up. Levin bad, but you can trust Mike Flynn and Bannon and Alex Jones and Trump. Yeah, they're the good guys. They're the real MAGA. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. They're all a bunch of Zionist and Russian agents like Flynn, too.
Trust the real people in the trenches, battle-hardened, attacked, scarred, imprisoned, shot at. Don't listen to those who are they just showed up yesterday, walked into town, nobody knows who they are.
Well, Trump wants nothing to do with you, and he appointed Mark Levin as head of Homeland Security. So who's really MAGA? Who's really the base? Trump is retweeting Jeb Bush, and John Bolton is ecstatic, and Nikki Haley is celebrating. And who else did he just tweet? Trump tweeted Jeb Bush and some other big Zionist. I forgot who it was. Somebody sent it to me. I'll look for it.
You trust the bot farms, and you trust the Israeli firsters, and you trust Lindsey, not Gay Graham. You do what they say. They are MAGA.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have...
It is a joke, though, that like a Zionist like Mark Levin was a never Trumper in 2016 and didn't support him and opposed him, actually. And then now he's claiming that like he's the base and he's MAGA, and he decides, the Zionist decides what MAGA is. And that if you're not for war with Iran and giving Israel everything they want, then you're not America first. Like, it is a joke. So from Jones' perspective, I could see being mad. But from my perspective, Jones is just as much as a problem. Jones has been the one running cover for the Israel firsters, and that Trump is a hardcore Zionist. Who else, guys, in the chat, who else did Trump retweet? It's been going around on Twitter. He retweeted Jeb Bush and another big Zionist that was celebrating.
12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
And now Trump's pissed. He said he's pissed yesterday and today. He goes, well, no, we did get it. We did do it. The problem's not, been stopped because he wants to have peace. And now suddenly all those same people demanding he hit it and it'd be so easy are like, oh, no, we didn't get anything.
It's funny how also they're all saying Trump ended the war. The 12-day war is over. Trump brought us world peace. But then just yesterday they were saying this isn't a war. This isn't a war. This is just dropping one bomb and we're done. This is just like Soleimani, in and out. And now that the war is supposedly over, now they're admitting it was a war. Just lies after lies after lies.
And now he's like, oh, I see. You were sucking me into this. Yes. Yes.
Oh, now he sees. Now Trump sees. He was just completely stupid and blind before. Trump wasn't sucked into this. He helped psyop America into this war. He led the psyop campaign. He didn't come up with it, but he was the largest, focal head, spokesman.
And now, tomorrow's news today, I'm right again.
No, you're an idiot, and you said months ago that Trump was yelling at Netanyahu and that he cut ties with him and he's going to bring us peace and wasn't going to bomb Iran, and all of that was bullshit. And you went on and you tweeted that you were right and your predictions were right and you were dead wrong. All right. That's enough of Jones. That's enough of Jones. We got some breaking news. Where's our breaking news noise? Here we go. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Come on. We have some breaking news. Breaking. Hot off the presses. Marjorie Taylor Greene says JFK was assassinated for opposing Israel's nuclear program in 1963 on Twitter. There was once a great president that the American people loved. He opposed Israel's nuclear program, and then he was assassinated. All is coming to light now, thanks to Marjorie Taylor Greene, implying that Israel killed JFK. Which I do believe. I don't know it for a fact, but I do believe it's very likely what happened. All right. Yeah, the Jews want war to last for 9 minutes. So is it 9 minutes? I meant to look it up. Maybe one of these rabbi clips will say it. I know they've been in the rabbi clips. I think it's 7 minutes or 12 minutes or something like that. We'll find out here in a second. We're going to play some Bible prophecy stuff. All right. Hey, listen to your boss, Harrison. Harrison, we need to debate, dude. Enough of this. You unblocked me. You followed me. I know I've been taking some shots at you. Owen's supposed to come on next week. I'm going to talk to Owen. Harrison, you got to also. Enough of the cope, Harrison. He says last week he shared the stupid video that the Jews aren't Jews and white people are the real Jews. Enough of this Christian-controlled op goyslop, Harrison. You were wrong about Trump for 8 years, and you're wrong about Jesus. Time to start paying attention to the people who have been getting it right and know what they're talking about. I'm going to go back and watch the debate I had with Harrison on Killstream I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago. I don't know how long ago it was. 5 years ago. And I'm going to go clip that and see if there's anything that needs to be brought to light about how our arguments aged, Harrison. But he says Judeo-Christian is like turkey bacon. It ain't bacon. 9.5 thousand likes. Stop the cope, guys. Listen to your boss, Harrison. Christianity came from Judaism. It's the fulfillment of Judaism. All of Christianity was started by Jews that were Torah observant, that were circumcised, that celebrated the Jewish holidays, that were believing in the Jewish Messiah that's meant to conquer all the nations. You are Judaism for the Gentiles. Enough of the denial and the cope that Christianity is not Judeo. Listen to your boss.
Three of the face.
Listen to your boss. He's right this time, Harrison. Alex, you need to have a talk with your boy Harrison because he's spouting some Christian-controlled op disinfo, okay, Jones? Call him into your office. Say, Harrison, you worship a Jew. You are Judeo. You're a spiritual Jew. Your heart is circumcised. You have the Jewish covenant. Tell him, Jones.
All three of the faiths Abrahamics come out of the Jews. So just stop saying it's Judeo-Christian. It is Judeo. That's what it comes out of, and it's not some kiss the Jews' ass. I'm just not going to lie to people and say, Christianity has nothing to do with Jews.
Stop lying to people, Harrison.
All we disagree on is a few years of miracles.
Matthew 5, Yeshua taught that he came not to abolish.
Big Tech in the chat. So nice of you to grace us with your present, Big Tech. Harrison also alluded to the Bezos rocket being fake, pandering to flat earthers. But didn't he do a flat earth debate with Owen Benjamin where he said it's a globe? So I don't know why you're doing that.
The law and the prophets, but to fulfill them. Matthew 15:31, he says, when the crowd is amazed at all these miraculous healings, as a result, who did they?
Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. All the religion that all the Jews were practicing that were waiting for a Messiah was known as Judaism, and they were Judeans. Jesus is the seed of David, who is the king of Judah. You are a Judeo-Christian. All Christianity is Judeo-Christian.
They glorify the God of Israel.
It's redundant to even call it Judeo-Christian.
As was glorified because of Jesus' miracles.
Jesus said, I came not to discard the Old Testament, but to fulfill it. So an expansion of Judaism to everyone. That's why people say, don't say Christian, Judeo-Christian history. No, it is Judeo-Christian history. And so recognize those good parts and celebrate that. And I see some of the real racists out there that think everything's a Jewish conspiracy when it's not. They literally go, it's not Judeo-Christian.
Is Harrison a real racist that denies that Christianity is Jewish? Thank you for gracing the stream with your presence, Big Tech. You got to be here every day, Big Tech. Like I'm in your chat every day. Hey, is Alex calling Harrison a real racist for denying and coping that Christianity is Judeo?
The real racists out there that think everything's a Jewish conspiracy when it's not. They literally go, it's not Judeo-Christian. Well, yeah, it is Judeo-Christian because it's Abraham.
Yeah.
And all three of the monotheistic things come out of Abraham and the Jews. So, so just sorry. Yeah. And it's not like I'm
sorry, Harrison. Sorry, you're wrong.
Worshiping Jews here. No, it does.
You are worshiping Jews. He's like, it's all Jewish and Jesus is a Jew, but I'm not worshiping Jews here. Yeah, actually, you are, Jones. You are. If you don't, he's right though. He goes, if you don't want to be Judeo, if you don't want to worship a Jew, you got to throw out Jesus. You got to throw out the Bible. Yes, that's the answer. Exactly. Jewish messiahs, Jewish prophecies, the Torah. Your answer should be, if you're real opposition, you say no to Yahweh. You say no to Hashem. You say,
forget about it.
Forget about it.
Sorry, and it's not like I'm worshiping Jews here. No, it does come out of the Jews. Right. So let's just be honest about it and say, okay, you got to throw Jesus out, everything else out.
Throw it out.
Don't say it comes out of Abraham.
Throw it in the trash.
Some defense of Judaism. I'm sick of hearing that we have no connection to Judaism.
He's sick of the bullshit, Harrison. He's sick of the real racism and the lies. Call him into your office, Jones. He needs to talk. He needs to get spanked into line. Would that be good? All right. You're welcome, Harrison. You're welcome for that, buddy. All right. Now, we're doing a long stream today. Let's break the goal. We got to the goal and you guys you got nothing else to say? Nobody else wants to contribute? I mean, I'm not even asking for a month. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. It gets lonely up here. Come on, participate in the show. This is a group effort. Yeah, Big Tech does need to get back on. I thought about asking him today, but got tons of stuff to cover. Okay, so you guys ready now for the, hold on, let me do this. The predictive programming. What do you know? The big Hollywood blockbuster, the new Maverick Top Gun movie, was overtly propaganda to get everybody on board with bombing Iran's underground nuclear facilities. Okay. Now, shoot. Okay, here we go. My ad blocker's messing things up. How Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick eerily foreshadowed Trump's stealth bomb raid on Iran's nuclear lab, right? Now, if this Daily Mail froze up my channel, thank you, VT American. Okay, sign, I just want to hear what you have to say. Okay, so watch this. It's so obvious. And note, you'll see why I included this in there. At one point, right before they do the bombing, Tom Cruise, in a very hypnotic way, he goes, "Don't think, just do it. Don't think about World War III. Don't think about the backlash and the blowback and the sleeper cells. Don't think about getting in another war for Israel." Okay? Look at how eerily similar this is.
This will create an open... If you saw the movie, the latest Top Gun movie, eerily enough, this is that plot kind of coming to fruition in real life.
The target is an unsanctioned uranium enrichment plant built in violation of a multilateral NATO treaty. The uranium produced there represents a direct threat to our allies in the region.
Oh, allies in the region. Who could that be? They don't say it's Iran, but it's like mountainous, snowy mountains like Iran has. It's everybody knows that this is about Iran. Oh, they're a threat to our allies in the region. Israel. They should have just said Israel. And yes, the Department of Defense has to have script approval and input on the script to make these big Hollywood movies. You want to have a bunch of military equipment in your movie? Well, they're helping you make the movie. This was to get everybody on board and hyped up and hoorah patriotism for this bombing of Iran.
NATO treaty. The uranium produced there represents a direct threat to our allies in the region. The Pentagon has tasked us with assembling a strike team and taking it out before it becomes fully operational. The plant sits in an underground bunker at the end of this valley.
Underground bunker. Need your bunker busters, America. Save me, Tom Cruise, says Crypto. Save me, Tom Cruise. We're not taking him down anytime soon. Maybe not in this generation, but hey, that's the goal. I'm not saying it's a magic bullet's going to happen overnight, but we are growing. We have the truth on our side. It's snowballing. We're dominating in the replies all over Twitter. More influencers are waking up and getting that it's all fake and Jewish. And that's the objective. That's the goal, and I'm sticking to it. Straight up propaganda. Predictive programming. Conditioning America. Predictive programming creating hyperstition. Yeah, Jewish cinema. It was not a good movie. And over again, the nuclear enrichment. We need to.
Said
Top
valley
Gun Maverick,
is GPS
patriotism.
jammed and defended by an extensive surface-to-air missile array.
Your target.
Save Israel, the movie. They should have just called it Save Israel. Now listen to this. Your target. You're like this. They repeat it over and over again to really hammer it deep into your subconscious.
Array.
Your target is a clear and present threat.
It's a clear and present threat, America.
A secret uranium enrichment site.
Secret uranium enrichment.
There's an underground bunker.
Underground bunker. We need our bunker busters.
Between these two mountains. The route of interest is heavily defended by surface-to-air missiles.
Heavily defended by surface-to-air missiles, which I believe they did they fire Tomahawk missiles and take them out right before? They said that not a shot was fired on these B-2 bombers that dropped the bunker busters.
Backed up by fifth-generation fighters. Once your F-18 strike team crosses the border, Tomahawk missiles from the USS Leyte Gulf will launch a synchronized strike on the enemy's airfield here.
How soon before the plant becomes operational?
3 weeks, maybe less.
Hey, they're 2 weeks until they have the bomb. It's only going to take them 2 weeks to build the bomb. We got to do it now. Netanyahu's been saying for 30 years that they're weeks away, but was that not the talking point too? You think that's a coincidence that they put this into the script? We have to move ahead because they're gonna build it faster.
Sent $5 on Rumble. Did you see the video that someone posted of them recording Matt Gaetz' phone screen as he was messaging his mom? If so, thoughts?
No, what did he say to his mom? I didn't see that.
Blanca sent $5.
I was inverted. I don't know what that means. But what a coincidence. All the talk about 2 more weeks and they'll have the bomb. We got to do it now. Time is of the essence. Israel's under threat. They're enriching. Attack now. Right? That's even in the script.
How soon before the plant becomes operational?
3 weeks, maybe less. The uranium enrichment.
Maybe 2 weeks. And then another scene, they go, it's happening faster.
The plant that is your target will be operational earlier than expected. Raw uranium will be delivered to the plant in 10 days' time. As a result, your mission has been moved up 1 week.
Your target.
Oh, that was a Top Gun reference. I never saw the first one, only like the first few minutes of it, and I only watched this last night because I saw Richard Spencer say that it was predictive programming.
Is an impact point less than 3 meters wide. The 2-seat aircraft will paint the target with a laser bullseye. The first pair will breach the reactor by dropping a laser-guided bomb on an exposed ventilation hatch. This will create an opening for the second pair. The second team will deliver the kill shot.
And just like in Iran, they had to do it with multiple B-2 bombers and these big bunker busters. I think they're called B-57s or G-57s or something like that. Same exact thing, same plot.
And destroy the target.
It's not just one bomb, it'll be a bomb after a bomb to get through that penetration.
2 precision bombs, minimum, makes it 4 aircraft, flying in pairs.
When they launch these things, they're precision guided. We can drive it into that initial point. Now, 200 to 300 feet, which is about max depth for the GBU 57, it's going to have to go deeper. So what happens is they'll probably be flying in formation, and they will drop that second one. So the first one is going to go down. It's like a conical shaped charge at the front. It penetrates deep enough that it blasts to create that large tunnel. And that second one will go in right after it, which is going to be able to penetrate even deeper and then get into the blast radius where, down below 300 feet where it's able to destroy that site.
Back to the movie. Direct hit.
We've got impact. Shit, direct hit. Direct hit. Bombs away. Bombs away.
Bombs away, America. It's completely obliterated. We completely obliterated it. Hooray, everybody's...
Tonight, Iran's nuclear ambitions, they are officially dead. It appears the United States just completely obliterated Iran's top secret Fordo nuclear facility with 6 huge bunker buster bombs. It was originally speculated that you would only need 2. It turns out they used 5 to 6, dropped from America's stealth B-2 bombers.
Woohoo! We did it, America! We saved the world! World peace forever!
Come on, kid, you can do it. Don't
listen.
Just do it.
You could do it, America. Don't think. Don't think about World War III. Don't think about another war for Israel. Don't think that Trump promised you no more entanglements in the Middle East. Don't think. Just do it. Just do it, America. Don't think about it too hard. Listen.
Come on, kid, you can do it. Don't think. Just do it.
Just do it. Relax. Don't do it. Like Zoolander. Relax. Don't do it. Brainwashing the Goyim.
No turning back now.
So there go the Tomahawk missiles. Just like at the same time they attacked the other facilities in Iran with the Tomahawk missiles.
Tomahawk impact on enemy airstrip.
So cool. Such cool weapons, though.
In 3, 2.
Yeah. America.
Wiped out with 30 Tomahawk missiles launched by American submarines.
Are we watching a movie?
If you saw the movie, the latest Top Gun movie, eerily enough, this is that plot kind of coming to fruition in real life.
Imagine that. Life's a movie. Grab your popcorn, guys. How about that?
Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the real world. We've got Zionist propaganda in our top Hollywood movies. And it worked. Just do it, Goy. Yeah, a little neurolinguistic programming there. Military idiots and police idiots are taught exactly like this. Do not think. Yeah, follow orders. Do not think. All right. I gotta pee, and I want to do some more. Okay, hold on. Let's do Chase Geyser. We already talked about InfoWars' Harrison Smith. Let's do Chase Geyser. I was listening to the gym the other day, listening to Chase, and something caught my ear.
The bad dude sent $5. Thank you for your service. Fox mangled up, maimed idiot who hasn't learned shit and is promoting more war. Groundhog Phil predicts war with Iran.
Yep. Oh, Fox News was all over it. Even Wall Street Journal, which is also owned by Rupert Murdoch, they were putting out all the big propaganda for the B-2 bombers and the bunker busters and stuff, getting everybody hyped. Okay, so here's Chase Geyser. This was his take. He says, Israel works for America. Mossad is under the control of the CIA.
$5. Life's a movie, directed by Jews.
That's what the Mossad agent on 60 Minutes said. We produced the film, we're the stars of the show, and you're the supporting actors. But at least you're in the movie. Remember that one? So let's listen to Chase, the Freemason Christian InfoWars reporter, who I want to get on as well. He's followed me for a while. Here's his take on the whole situation about war with Iran and who's really pulling the strings. Let me know what you guys think on this one.
And look, I know a lot of people think that it's Israel trying to get us into this war. Let me tell you, folks, we are two peas in a pod with Mossad. We are two peas in a pod with Israel. Israel works for the CIA, not the...
Israel works for the CIA, not the other way around. I know everybody thinks, I don't know why I'm doing the Jones voice. I know why everybody thinks that, I don't know why I'm doing the Trump voice. He says, everybody thinks Israel's that wants us in this war, but it's actually our CIA. It's not Israel. So exonerating Israel, scapegoating America, not exposing their control over America, not exposing the religious control, the Epstein blackmail control. He says that's the CIA too. He says the CIA uses Mossad to blackmail our politicians. Really?
And look, I know a lot of people think that it's Israel trying to get us into this war. Let me tell you, folks, we are two peas in a pod with Mossad. We are two peas in a pod with Israel. Israel works for the CIA, not the other way around. When Israel blackmails our politicians through people like Epstein and others, it's probably, almost certainly, in fact, at the behest of the CIA, so our own intelligence apparatus can have that leverage on our political class without having a paper trail. We tell Israel what to do in exchange for them getting a bunch of money.
We tell Israel what to do. No, they're not passing anti-Semitism laws. They're not blackmailing our politicians. They're not buying them out and getting them into office with AIPAC and the lobbies. No, our politicians aren't going over to Israel and believing that they're the chosen people and praying at their wall and brainwashed by Christianity. No, that's just what they want you to think. They want you to think the Jews are running things. That's the psyop. Israel's just doing the dirty work for the white people. Yeah, this is Russian propaganda shit, number one. Always blaming America and the CIA for what the Jews do. That's number one.
Insecurity, and they do our dirty work for us. And yes, Netanyahu is trying to get us involved in this war, but he's trying to help our politicians justify to our people that we should get involved in the war. And they're saying it's about nukes and anti-Semitism, when really it's about the IMEC corridor and the U.S. dollar and the amount of money that Israel stands to make, Bibi Netanyahu personally stands to make.
Israel, have you not seen? Israel wants Edom in the West to be destroyed. They're not working for us. They're setting us up. But yeah, two peas in a pod with Mossad rhymes and is much catchier. That's right, tripped and fell. Good one. Good. Did you come up with that on the fly? Was that just a impromptu flow, Chase, or where'd that come from?
The United States of America stands to make if we secure trade in the region and basically allow the CCP to totally collapse. But the problem is...
Yeah, if America has trade, the CCP will collapse. Yeah, okay. And I'm not saying that there isn't clandestine ops and concerns with our competitor, China. I think that's real. But all of this is just a bunch of hopium and deflection, in my opinion. How do you know that Mossad is blackmailing our politicians with Epstein for the CIA? Proof? Source?
Not that we're making difficult decisions or we're having a utilitarian approach in the name of our national security or protecting our economy. That's not the issue. The issue is...
The Mossad didn't want to get involved in the Middle East. That was just the CIA pushing them to do it. Yeah, Israel doesn't want to destroy Iran, the modern-day Persia, and reenacting Purim to get us into World War III for the Gog and Magog war. No, that's just all. It's been going on for hundreds of years. They've had this plan, but it's really the CIA is putting them up to it. Suddenly, no thing man says, suddenly the crazy conspiracy theory is okay when made more complicated to exonerate the Israel. This is the type of mental gymnastics Alex Jones always does when he'll say the Nazis are behind the ADL. And he responded to this clip because I tagged him, and he goes, he says he really believes it.
Is that we're not actually addressing the fundamental problem, which is the fact that our money is a lie. We're not doing things like talking about the International Bank of Settlements or the International Monetary Fund or the Federal Reserve. I mean, some people...
the kosher conspiracists talk about that all the time. People that talk about Jews talk about those things all the time. Yeah, nobody ever talks about the banks. They just want to focus on the Jews. Really? This just seems like deflecting away from Israel control and exonerating the Jewish plans and blaming everything on the CIA and Esau and white people. It's Rome. It's Rome that did it. It's the secret Nazis that run the Bilderberg Group and the World Economic Forum.
Like Ron Paul and Thomas Massey are talking about auditing the Fed and ending the Fed, and it's cute, and I like them, and they're good people, and they're honest, and they're true, and they're principled. But we're not addressing the fact that our money is fundamentally worthless, and nobody wants to deal with the massive disruption that would take place if we were to actually fix the problem.
Okay, so there's Chase. Okay, so we're going to respond to Chase, and we're going to show you, maybe you're just not aware. Maybe you haven't been brought up to speed about the plans. But let's see, where's the new... Oh, look who else. Look at E. Michael Jones. He says 12,000 likes on this, too. He says, what happens now, this was 2 days ago, what happens now is the collapse of the American empire and the disappearance of the state of Israel. Okay, Scott Ritter, I'm sure they're going to disappear with all their nukes. I'm sure that's what happens. E. Michael Jones believes that the Jews have to have the third temple and the Antichrist, or else Jesus never returns. So if they're destroyed and they disappear, how's Jesus ever going to come back? E. Michael Jones. Anti-Judaic says the collapse of the American empire is just Jewish prophecy about destroying Edom, which they see all of the West as. You're committing treason. Yeah, I said Dugan called. He wants his diary back. 12,000 likes for the Kabbalah plan to destroy Edom. The American empire, huh? Jeff K., Western Allies, shares. We got Alexander Dugan and E. Michael Jones at the Iranian conference. Dugan, Putin's brain, who wrote in his book Foundations of Geopolitics, the American empire should be destroyed only within the framework of the new empire, the Eurasian Russian empire. He says he has no problem with Israel and Judaism, by the way. It's only the evil West. Can the emergence of a more or less balanced multipolarity be formed and not before that? This is bullshit. This unipolar, multipolar rhetoric that they use, we already live in a multipolar world. He talks about American empire, America hegemony, unipolar world. This is all code for wanting to destroy Edom. That's what it's code for. And it's Kabbalistic. And yes, he says he loves Kabbalah. He says that Kabbalah is the greatest thing man has ever done, is what he says. Says Dugan, who's welcomed on Alex Jones and welcomed on Stu Peters, and all over dissident media. Okay? Blaming the American empire, E. Michael Jones. Oh, and you know what? Actually, let's do this too. Let's find EMJ, who was saying this years ago also. Watch this. Oh, maybe it's on the older EMJ. I've already been on him about this before.
Is abandoning Donald Trump. Don't these people know that Donald Trump is the leader of the free world? The meaning of Christmas is God has not abandoned the human race. And so
this was, looks like I recorded it in 2021. So, but it was probably older than that. So Trump's first term. Listen to what he says. This is what this Catholic Russian mouthpiece says.
The meaning of Christmas is God has not abandoned the human race. And so 300 years later, the Greeks didn't know about this, but there's this little baby born in Bethlehem. Jesus Christ is the Logos incarnate. As I said before, I think that God has chosen Donald Trump to bring about the failure of the American empire. All we can do is pray that there's a peaceful transition and that somebody doesn't set off a nuclear bomb.
God has chosen Trump. Like everybody's been saying, God chose Trump. He saved Trump's life from the assassination to destroy American empire. This is what Dugin wants. This is what the Kabbalah rabbis want. This is what the Eastern Orthodox Church wants.
All we can do is pray that there's a peaceful transition. God has chosen Donald Trump to bring about the failure of the American empire.
Why is this guy so obsessed with destroying America? And they claim, oh, it's just the empire they want to destroy. That's bullshit. It's not just going to be just the empire and we're just going to be some isolationist country. We've seen what the rabbis want. We've seen what your rabbi friends want.
Bad Dude sent $5. You ever heard about Dugin promoting cannibalism in Africa? Matthew had videos on that.
Promoting cannibalism? I saw a clip of him saying that gender is a choice. Oh, I'm anti-liberalism, but he says gender is a choice, and he calls everything a Nazi, just like the liberals do. So, Chase blaming the CIA, E. Michael Jones calling for the destruction of the American empire. This is all the Kabbalah plan. Now we're going to show you the prophecies. This is what is underpinning all of this.
Donald Trump is in the midst of fulfilling a series.
Let's play this one first from John Garadas, and we got one from See Through It All, and then we got a new rabbi video that just came up yesterday.
Question number one, what is Gog and who is Gog? So we said that Gog is a leader of a nation called Magog. We don't know who it is, but that's who it is. It's a leader of a nation. Question number two, is the nation of Israel involved in this war? Well, they're going to come after us, but we're not going to even lift one bullet is not going to be shot. The Israeli army is going to be on the ground. There's not going to be one shot, one missile, nothing. The Israeli army is not involved here. Not the Israeli army, not the Israeli government, and not the Israeli people, and not the Jews who live in the land.
It seems clear to me from the books of the prophets that Donald Trump is in the midst of fulfilling a series of divine missions which have not yet been completed. And it is therefore with certainty that he will be given more time to complete his positive role in the cosmic history of the Jewish people and of all mankind. That is why the numeric value of his name, Donald Trump, is identical to that of Mashiach ben David, Messiah the son of David, 424. No, he is not the Messiah, but he is on Messiah's team. He is working for God and preparing the world for the redemption.
God did not save Donald Trump's life to make America great. God saved Donald Trump's life to usher the coming of the Messiah. Brothers and sisters, Donald Trump is in office right now.
Sounds just like E. Michael Jones. God chose Trump for the fall of Edom. How is this indistinguishable from what E. Michael Jones says? Oh, the based Catholic. The based Catholic anti-Semite that would choose black Christians over pagan Europeans.
Now, because God is going to use this man in a way that you cannot imagine in order to usher Gog and Magog that will ultimately usher the coming of the Messiah.
So one of the things that has to happen is America has to
love this song.
I mean, because the American-led world order, that's the American-led order, is going to end. That's not the same as the very end that we read in the Bible. Right. So somehow we're going to see a collapse. And the thing is, listen, we are already deteriorating economically. Our position in the world, our enemies are rising. China is rising. Others are rising. So we're already in the neighborhood.
Great mix, John.
We know the Mashiach basically is going to control the world. So how is he going to do that?
The Mashiach's going to control the world. He needs the big war where all the Christians and Muslims destroy each other. And Edom is destroyed and falls.
How all the big people in the world will basically put their ego aside and will say, okay, you are our Messiah, you are the Mashiach. Not just the Jews going to say it, all the world's going to say it. So how is it going to happen? He will be using Hatach, Donald Trump, to basically hit the nations. And that's what he's doing now. Whoever is against us, he's the only one that actually says, listen guys, I don't care. They're going to be punished.
We have to get the people of our country, of this country, to love Israel more. I have to tell you that. We have to do it. We have to get them to love Israel more. This was a special token of affection given by myself and the First Lady to Prime Minister and the First Lady of Israel. And it's a key. We call it a key to the White House, and it's a key to our country and to our hearts. Well, you know how I feel about the Gaza Strip. I think it's an incredible piece of important real estate, and I think it's something that we would be involved in, but having a peace force like the United States there controlling and owning the Gaza Strip would be a good thing. And if you take the people, the Palestinians, and move them around to different countries, and you have plenty of countries that will do that. They asked him, what do you think about Iran? Would you hit Iran? And he goes, as long as they don't hit the nuclear stuff. That's the thing you want to hit, right? I said, I think he's got that one wrong. Isn't that the one you're supposed to hit? You know, there are prophets that say the world will come to an end in the Middle East. You know that, right?
Super epic mix by John Garadas. Updated epic mix. This has 90 likes, guys. This is the Abrahamic Gatekeeper Network not helping share any of these videos. They are so complicit in the suppression of this material. Fire edit. Tons of research and watching rabbis gone into this thing. And they won't share it. Why? Why won't they share it? Because we got ortho bros like David Patrick Harry. Here, I'm dropping that link, by the way, in Odysee and on Rumble right now. I want everybody to tweet that, retweet that immediately. Because we got Orthodox butt boys with Jay Dyer, David Patrick Henry, and the Russian Orthodox Christians. Are they going to help save America? Are they going to help save the West? Or do they sound just like E. Michael Jones and all these Kabbalah rabbis that essentially welcome the fall of the evil Antichrist, satanic, global homo West, right? Listen to this.
West, save. He said, you got to quit worrying about saving the empire, saving the West, saving America. He's like, empires come and go, and the church has been here throughout time.
Right.
And so don't be so concerned with how to politically save this country, because it's not going to happen.
Don't.
Right. He said,
hey, Goy, right. Don't try to save your nations. Don't try to save your people. Don't try to save your family and your children. All that matters is the church and Jesus and God. I'm not worried about World War III. I'm not worried about the fall and communist revolutions of the West. E. Michael Jones wants to see the end of the American empire. Right. Yeah, who cares? Doesn't matter if our countries get destroyed.
Said you got to quit worrying about.
Don't worry about it.
The empire.
Like that girl Mac, whatever her name was, we showed earlier today, her tweet. She's not worried about World War III because she trusts the Bible.
Saving the West, saving
these people are national security threats.
Empires come and go, and the church has been here throughout time.
Right.
And so, don't be so concerned with how to politically save this country because it's not going to happen.
Don't try to save your countries, Goy. Just turn the other cheek and love your enemy. These are the masculine Christians, by the way, that are supposed to save us. Apocalyptic cuckolds. I like that Miami makeout. Thank you. That's pretty accurate. They should be deported. These Russian Orthodox Christians are a fifth column and subversive traitors, spies, and propagandists trying to undermine the West. Should be treated as sedition. Okay, here's another one. Same channel. You guys have probably seen this. Orthodox priest, father.
Off, whatever that's not a good translation, but
he goes, oh, the prophecies say America is Babylon and basically Edom, and it needs to be destroyed. Shout out See Through It All for finding this
right
one.
Here, America will be completely destroyed, and 90% of its citizens will be killed. There's something similar with Elder Vasilios Kasukalitis on the first page, where he says up there, it will not have.
You hear these guys? This is KGB church Kabbalah propaganda. Oh, America will be completely destroyed, and don't worry about it. Just become an ortho bro. Just do your temple liturgy and worship the ultimate Jew and be Noahides, like Jay Dyer says.
America will be completely destroyed, and 90% of its citizens will be killed. There's something similar with Elder Vasilios Kasukalitis on the first page, where he says up there, it will not have life at all. Not here, not there, not at all. It will turn off, whatever that's not a good translation. But from weather phenomena, from diseases, from vengeance of other countries, because they are the cause of evil that happens to humanity, the worst will happen. Why did they not repent? Okay, so it doesn't jive with, in my reading, there will be massive destruction. I've heard this multiple times, like we already said, that America is absolutely, as a collective, whole, and as the leadership of America, and all this, we could talk about this for a long time, is responsible the world over for terrible things, exporting immorality, exporting. We talked about this last night, actually. In our
oh, America's so evil. America needs to fall because they export immorality. They're satanic and antichrist and global homo. These are the talking points that are Jewish about vilifying America, just like we saw Chase saying, oh, it's all the CIA. It's not Israel. It's not Israel's plan. It's not this Abrahamic death cult.
Revelation about the basically the corruption of all humanity through the Babylon, right? Which is America's a kind of Babylon, kind of Rome. And
kind of a Babylon, kind of a Rome, kind of a Edom. Dude, he doesn't just have a rabbi beard. They've got rabbi rhetoric.
Exporting.
They're like, yeah, America needs to fall. You know why, right?
I read about it in a book.
Oh, my Russian KGB church told me that America's evil and needs to fall. It's basically Babylon and Edom and Rome and needs to be destroyed according to the prophecies. Don't try to save it. E. Michael Jones, the American empire must fall, and Israel's going to be destroyed. No, we're going to be destroyed, and Israel's going to rise up.
Trafficking and pornography and all that stuff. This is
Globo Shlomo. That is so funny. Inaccurate. Globo Shlomo. Yeah, they're not pointing out Globo Shlomo. Putin's not attacking Israel and Zionism. They attack America and white people and Esau and Edom. That's who they blame.
A huge reason why there's going to be World War III. There's a guy like the most recent flowering of holiness in the church in Greece says that there's three main causes for World War III. And one is the sexual perversity, both in marriage and mainly in marriage among Christians. And then, of course, all the rest that's outside of marriage.
Hold on. So he's saying we deserve World War III because of sexual immorality? Really?
The occultism and the sorcery and the magic and all the rest.
Yep. Oh, okay. This is Jay Dyer's propaganda. Oh, it's the sorcery and the wizards and the magic and the Gnosticism and the neo-pagans and Satanism and Luciferianism. Right? You heard all that?
And then abortion. Those are the three main causes. I would throw in heresy and distortion of the body of Christ and ecumenism. But in any case, the fact that America has been the great Satan, to take the Ayatollah Khomeini's words. I mean, it's kind of, even coming from a.
Hey, maybe we should nuke Russia. They're calling us the great Satan. Yeah, we should take a note out of Zelensky's playbook and ban the Russian Orthodox Church in America. All these Russian Orthodox accounts, KGB stooges constantly lying and attacking me, by the way, because I expose this shit, because I expose that their Jewish religion wants to destroy America. Yeah, the scapegoats, right. We are the scapegoats, and they're part of it. Hey, Jay Dyer on InfoWars, 4th hour. Andrew Wilson and Jay Dyer getting propped up and boosted all around alt media, Tim Pool and others.
From an Aryan and a delusional leader of Islam, he's right. I mean, America has exported debauchery for decades upon decades upon decades, and the world over says this is the source of so much. So, will there be a price to pay? Absolutely. We have to.
He's excited about America being destroyed, just like E. Michael Jones, just like Dugan and the Kabbalah rabbis.
The spiritual laws are at work because there's no repentance. There's no repentance. Now, if there was mass repentance, like in the days of Nineveh, there would be no destruction. But to say that there will be no life at all, I mean, that is to such an extreme degree. It doesn't jive with what I just said about the monasteries and the people coming back to the faith and all that after the war.
A guy dressed like a Jewish wizard complaining about wizardry is peak irony.
And this is a prophecy that after the war, there's going to be a rejuvenation, or at least a maintaining of the faith among certain Orthodox, among the monasteries and all the rest. So no life at all at the end of the war. It just seems to be like maybe there's a miscommunication, or maybe there's something wrong, or maybe that's meant to bring about repentance and it won't happen. I don't know.
Okay. Prophecies regarding America. These guys just don't save America. My morals, my transcendental argument. We've heard all this shit from these guys. Here's one more. Remember this? Remember this supposed based priest? Ari Emanuel, is that what his name is? After Trump, the trumpet will be blown. Why will USA fall soon? I mean, what more proof do you need that Christianity is controlled opposition when they're literally echoing all of the rabbis about destroying the West and Edom?
Believe you me, after Trump, America is finished. It's not about Trump. I don't know the man. And I'm getting no benefits out of this anyway. Believe you me, I've never seen him. I've seen him on YouTube, whatever, here and there, bits and pieces. But I don't know him. But I'm telling you, Trump is the last one. Because after the trumpet will be blown. You know why America is going to fall? Which is the United Nations, yeah? 2 reasons. Because America is challenging God.
The United Nations in America is going to fall like the rabbis want because they want the Jerusalem to rule the world. The Supreme Court of mankind, like Ben Gurion said, according to the prophecies of Isaiah. According to what Christians want, Jesus floats down on the Mount of Olives and rules from Jerusalem. The law will come forth from Zion. That's what they want. Can't have the United Nations. That doesn't go along with the book and the prophecies.
At the moment, it's challenging the Lord. It's going to fall for 2 reasons. One, internally. The other reason is externally. The internal reason, there will be traitors within America.
Yeah, like you.
There are traitors within the White House. There are traitors within the Pentagon. There are traitors within the governmental system. Traitors who have sold America.
Yeah, like all the Zionists and the Christians and the Russian Orthodox Church and the rabbis. Yeah, we know there's... we need to fix that problem, not have America destroyed and then they all flee to Israel and Russia or wherever else. We need to fix the problem and have America be strong. Yeah, the cringe music in the background is awful, Sarah. It's like, oh, it's the sad music about the fall of America and God's vengeance because we're so evil and blah, blah, blah.
The reason why these traitors came up on surface, because America walked away from the Lord. The Lord allowed them to be punished, to teach them that I'm in charge, not you. You think you can rule the world? It is the Lord who rules the world, not you. So when you challenge me, I will allow infiltrators from within your circle to come and do wondrous things.
Oh, thanks God. God's allowing traitors to come in and do wondrous things to destroy America. Thanks God. Oh, we didn't worship the magical rabbi hard enough, so we're going to be destroyed. We didn't believe in the Jewish prophecies enough. We didn't bow down and have blind faith in the King of the Jews, so we're going to be destroyed. Thanks God. Such a joke.
Destroy America. A lot of traitors are within America. And the external reason, it is the wrath of God. Jesus Christ will come very heavily on America. The wrath of God. But internally there is a lot of traitors. They literally sold it. You'll remember this. The day America goes, remember what's going to happen to the Christians. Very harsh. Very harsh. But the problem with America, it will take the rest of the world with it when it goes down. And we read in verse 2, look at this.
And Christians are happy for this. When they lose, when they get destroyed, when they're persecuted, they think that's part of the plan. That means they're about to win. I wonder who would build that into the end time story.
And he cried, the Lord, mightily with a loud voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen.
Babylon is America. What have I said, too, about Revelation? All these Christians like, Revelation 3:9, synagogue of Satan. All of Revelation is a Jewish mystical text that's about destroying Rome or Edom, as is the Babylon.
The Lord says it twice. He means that it is fallen. There is no two ways about it. There is no escape. It will fall because America doesn't want to repent. There are good Christians in America still, but it's diminishing.
God, if we had the Christian Zionists diminishing, we wouldn't be in the problems we're in. Okay. Let's see. Here's a new one from See Through It All. Lays out the plan perfectly. Let's see the plan, Chase. This is for you, Chase.
Well, in the land of Israel. Behold, in the time of Mashiach, in the time of the end. After the Jews will already dwell in the land of Israel. The nations are going to come to try and conquer Jerusalem. I don't know who these rulers are, so I'm not going to distort things that I don't know. Edom, we clearly know that's Europe.
Edom, we clearly know it's Europe and America, like they all say.
And then the Malbim clearly writes, Be'eropa, in Europe, the word, literally the word, to come make problems over Jerusalem. They're going to come making trouble over Jerusalem.
Are we about to see that happen right now with Trump saying Bibi doesn't know what the fuck he's doing? Is that what we're about? Is that the arc? Is that the part of the story we're about to see?
And who else? Oh, I mean, what are they going to come to back? Sorry. So the Malbim writes, they're going to come to back people that are kulam nimolim, that are circumcised, machzikim bedat Yishmaelim, that are part of the Muslim religion. Not just this fight started out over Jerusalem, it started out over Har HaBayit, what the Muslims think is holy to them. Their ugly golden dome.
Come on, ugly. Nobody thinks that dome is ugly. Give me a break. That dome is magnificent. It's ugly. It's ugly. They're such spiteful.
And they're going to join together with Bnei Edom, meaning join doesn't have to be in combat. Join means that they're getting the backing, whether it's the financial backing that Biden announced a couple weeks ago that he's starting to fund again the United Nations, and he's starting to fund again Palestinians and other terrorists.
See, the United Nations, they hate the United Nations. Yeah, United Nations is anti-Semitic, they always say.
Or whether it's Europe that sends countless money there through UNRWA and other corrupt organizations. And they're going to come to conquer Jerusalem, Yad Yisrael, from the Jews. Aval bevoam, but when they come to do it, when they think they're actually going to do it, Ya'aseh benehem me'umah. There's going to be chaos between them. V'yilachamu ish ba'achiv, hainu Edom v'Yishmael. In the Muslim world and the European world, they're going to end up fighting with each other instead of being able to waste their time fighting with Israel. Yilachamu zeh bazeh mipnei she'emunatam meforedet. They're going to fight with each other because their faith is different. Now that it sounds a little bit removed from today's world, right? Because today there's no faith in nothing. The faith is not even in the dollar anymore because it's not worth anything anymore. So what's the only people?
See, they're ready for the dollar to fall and for Edom to be destroyed. Funny how that sounds exactly like Chase from InfoWars. Oh, our money's not worth anything anymore. It's not Israel doing it. Funny how he knows. They've had these plans for hundreds of years, Chase, since before America, since before the CIA. No talk about this, huh?
People that still fight in the name of their faith. Historically, the Christians did mass murders in the name of their faith. That's gone for many, many years. The only religion that's still left killing people in the name of God is Allah Akbar, these Muslims. Only ones left. And they don't stop with that. And the only part of the Western civilization that will stand up against them are specific sects amongst the Christian world, primarily evangelic people and others, that believe that in order for their fantasy of JCPenney coming to be their Messiah, they need the Jews to first live peacefully in Israel. Whatever, I'm not here to give you a lesson in their religion. So they have...
Does he seem scared about the Christian threat? Hey, anti-Semitic Christians, does he seem scared about Jesus coming to cast him into the lake of fire if he doesn't convert? You think they really fear the name of Jesus and you chanting Christ is King? Look closer.
That will stand up against them are specific sects amongst the Christian world, primarily evangelic people and others, that believe that in order for their fantasy of JCPenney coming to be their Messiah, they need the Jews to first live peacefully in Israel. Whatever, I'm not here to give you a lesson in their religion.
They know how they benefit
so they have,
them.
Their own faith that is agenda-based to back Israel.
Yep, they back Israel.
AKA Nikki Haley, which did a great job for Israel, Donald Trump, and many others.
Oh, the stupid goy and their dumb religion is helping us.
Small few examples. There have been many throughout history that have done a lot of good things for Israel because of that belief. But what's the problem with that? There's a conflict of interest.
Hey, I think the CIA is running this guy, don't you? What do you think? Is the CIA behind this? Did the CIA invent the Bible and Kabbalah? What do you think?
So even though originally it seems like they're all against us, at one point it's going to blow up in the face. They can't go together. And then they're going to end up fighting with each other. And that's actually what's going to save us from a mess. And then the Malvin goes on saying how Hashem's going to make that it's going to...
London is behind this, right?
The Jews will be saved.
The Jews will be saved. They're trusting the plan because they know how it ends.
Reigns supreme. Now, it's not hard to see how one day there could be a...
Is that the one we just watched? Is it the same song? Okay. Look, here's the plan. Listen to this Israeli.
So the mission is to expand.
This is just a conspiracy theory they've told us, by the way. Yeah, the Palestinians are genocidal. They went from the river to the sea. Okay, checking in on the Jews, and what do the Jews say?
So the mission is to expand Israel from what it is today.
Also, yes.
To expand into Syria, into Egypt.
Exactly.
Are you excited about these plans?
I'm very excited.
But this entails that you would have to take over countries that already exist.
Right.
So we're talking about half of Iraq, we're talking about Syria, we're talking about parts of Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt. How is that going to happen? There are people living in these countries. What's going to happen to them?
It's a great question. I don't know. I know it's going to happen.
So the mission.
Hey, Abrahamic Matrix Destroyers, can we stop spurging calling everybody Jewish in the comments? You know, people do that about me in comments everywhere, and it's not true. Could you just knock that off, please? Thank you. Oh, and they'll say, oh, Adam believes the rabbis. Adam learns things from rabbis. Well, here's a Christian saying all the same thing about how America needs to be destroyed.
Grateful for the direction that our...
Oh, and I saw the comment about how Blade in 1988 is symbolic of the Mashiach and the destruction of Edom. I asked ChatGPT what it thought about that, and it totally agrees. So you bet your ass I'm probably going to watch that movie tonight.
Grateful for the direction that our country...
Oh, and you can cope and say, he's not a real Christian. Well, he's one of the most influential, easily one of the most influential Christians in the country. He's close with the politicians and Donald Trump. So you can keep your cope to your anonymous self in crying about things in live chats and in comments.
He is headed in. But having said that, I still have not changed my prognosis for the long-term future of America. America's collapse is inevitable. And there is not one thing we're going to do to prevent that ultimate collapse.
Because it's God's plan.
How in the world could you say that? How could you say America's collapse is inevitable? Well, I'll share with you two reasons. One reason is found right in the Bible. I'm preaching through the book of Revelation soon in a couple of weeks, starting in our church. And when you read about...
And guess what? All the Christian talking points saying Jesus wasn't Jewish and Jews aren't Jews and they worship the devil and they're the synagogue of Satan and they're Edom and in the end we win and every knee will bow. You're not doing anything to stop this. Nothing to stop that. Okay? All of your cope, you've been saying this for decades. It's gotten you nowhere. It's only empowered them more. Okay? The Christian-controlled op only run covers for this.
About the last 7 years of Earth's history, you don't find any mention of the United States of America. Instead, there is a one-world government presided over by the Antichrist. There is no longer any freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom of commerce. All of that will be gone, meaning the Constitution will be gone, and the United States will have ceased to exist. As we
Amen. Hallelujah.
Years. I mean, that is a fact. Ladies and gentlemen, the First Amendment of the Constitution does not supplant the First Commandment of Almighty God. You shall have no other gods before me.
They're literally traitors. All this, oh, we're America first and make America great again. No, that's all a lie. They're Jesus first. They're Bible prophecy first. That's the truth.
And I'm not out of order. You're out of order. The whole freaking system is out of order.
That's right.
You want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Only you guys can handle the truth. Only the No More News viewers can handle the truth. Everybody else likes their comforting copes and lies and their Jewish fairy tales.
Listen, I may get in trouble for saying this. I don't care. My flight's leaving in a little bit and Ronnie can clean up the mess here. But listen to me. God is no respecter of people or nations. Did you know God doesn't salute when he sees the American flag?
Dude, they're preparing everybody to destroy America, by the way. You realize that, right? That's what you're being conditioned for. That's what you're being primed for. And it's not just the Protestants. We showed you E. Michael Jones. We showed you the Ortho Bros, okay? All right? It's all the denominations. Everyone.
But listen to me. God is no respecter of people or nations. Did you know
Amen.
God doesn't
Hallelujah.
salute when he sees the American flag? Did you know that?
No, he spits.
Did you know God doesn't get goosebumps?
God
when he
hates
hears the
Edom.
Star-Spangled Banner? God is no respecter of people or nations. Any nation that honors God.
Only the God. And the God, only Israel is the only one he loves. His treasured possession, the apple of his eye. God loves his chosen people and the nation of Israel. And we shall all bless them. But he hates America and wants America to be destroyed. Okay? This is what Christianity is getting us.
God will be blessed by God. And any nation, including the United flag. Did you know that? Did you know God doesn't get goosebumps when he hears the Star-Spangled Banner? God is no respecter of people or nations. Any nation that honors God will be blessed by God. And any nation, including the United States of America, that rejects God will be rejected by God. The psalmist said, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Israel is the only nation in history that could really be called God's chosen nation. And if God is going to do that to his own nation of Israel for murdering children, what do you think he will do to the United States of America? No nation that outlaws the mention of God from the public square, that sanctions the murder of millions of its own children, and that destroys the most basic unit of society, the family, no nation's going to survive that.
We don't need America anymore. Jesus is coming back soon. Rabbi Jesus is coming. We don't need America. We don't need to try to save things. We don't got to stop it.
The explosions have already happened. The collapse, the implosion is coming. We're just living right now in that pause, that brief interlude before the final collapse. So the real question is, what are we supposed to be doing right now? You say, well, I don't know. This is the most depressing message I've ever heard. Let's just end it all right now. Pass around the revolver and end it all right here. Mass suicide at Abba's house, film at 11 tonight. I mean, the media would love that.
Yeah. No, it's got these Christians literally praying and anticipating and trying to hasten the end times. Okay? All these Christian America First frauds and Duganists and crypto scammers, just listen, they tell you they're not America First. They're Jewish prophecies. They're their Jewish Bible. They're the God of Zion. And they're Moshiach first.
I am America first. I used to say America first, but I'm starting to say America second because it should be God first.
Yeah.
America second. And that's what America first is, right? So, but I am America first. I used to say
Nick Fuentes says the same thing, by the way. So, are we realizing Christians, all Christianity is part of the problem now yet? Have we done enough to cover it? This is funny, but hold on. I want to play this See Through It All mix. Here's the new one. This was in response to Mark Levin saying it's in your family's DNA. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I got the power chats turned off, don't I? Here we go. Let's turn these back on. Let's hear what you guys have to say. Let's go to the super chats and hear what you guys have to say. Hey, thanks for the big super chats.
Order Edom sent $5. Jews commit acts of madness via Zog in the West name, while Dugan and his disciples rally the so-called Global South to destroy the West Edom.
That's it. That's it. Thank you, Corn Pop.
Corn Pop the bad dude sent $5. I wonder how many whites allowed their families to get butchered because it was supposed to happen, and then they make fun of the Muslims.
Right. Hey, did Christianity save Russians from the Bolshevik Revolution?
On Rumble. That church music sounds like a soap opera intro. Tune in next week to see what happens next, Goyim. The Ghost of Eldon sent $5 on Rumble. When do we get to start burning Bibles in the streets?
How dare you? We would never do such a thing. Okay, is that it? All right, now let's do, I think this is the Edom mix from See Through It All. Oh, shoot, wrong one. Here we go.
Is the father of some of the most wicked. Esav is the father of some of the most wicked nations. You will find Esau's descendants certainly in Europe, in Edom.
We have whole books on the destruction of Edom. Edom destroyed. That's what Mashiach is supposed to do, destroy Edom. It's all over Tanakh. These are just enemies of the Jewish people. But yeah, they're the arch enemy of the Jewish people. They are Edom, they are Rome, and they're Rome.
Who's Rome today? Europe and the United States.
When the Torah speaks about Rome, it today refers to America. But America was actually born out of Europe, out of the seat of political power of Europe, which is really Rome.
Rome is completely interchanged with Edom. Edom is the absolute arch enemy of the Jewish people to the very end. There are whole books just devoted to describing in unambiguous terms the unredemptive quality of Edom. Edom is the absolute arch enemy of the Jewish people to the very end, but it is ultimately the arch enemy of the Jewish people in everything that is holy, everything that's sacred.
Edom is an implacable enemy of the children of Israel. That's the fourth kingdom, Rome. The fourth Edom, the worst of all. Edom is Esav.
Shem say clearly, I hate Esav.
Isn't it something how all the atheist YouTube channels will bring on Tovia Singer and help him with his Noahide law agenda and his destruction of Western civilization agenda? But I'm banned from all the channels. But they roll out the red carpet for Rabbi Tovia Singer, the guy that thinks he's chosen by God to be a priest and wants his Moshiach to rule the world.
One day the house of Yosef, which is Yaakov,
will turn into fire, and the house of Esav will turn into straw, and the fire will burn the straw, meaning the Jews will take revenge against all the goyim in the world that came from Esav, that tortured them.
Jonathan Adler blocked you, and you never interacted with him for sharing his videos. He blocked you, huh? I can't say I'm surprised. I wonder if he blocked me too.
Thousands of years on anti-Semitism, the time for revenge will come. That all those anti-Semites will go on fire. Why? From the holiness of the Jewish nation. When will it happen? Only when Mashiach comes.
Some people might say, okay, you know, Esav, you're talking about thousands of years ago. But we just learned, and we've not done, by the way, with the whole Erev Rav series, where we mentioned over and over the same nation of Amalek, that up until today, Amalek is here to get us.
Things that happened to our forefathers were like spiritual prototypes of things that would happen to the Jewish people throughout history. The Jewish people are leaving the exile and returning to the land of Israel. But first they encounter the forces of Esav. Esav represents the powers in the world which are opposed to Torah, opposed to belief. And Esav, generally in Jewish sources, indicates the modern, well, not necessarily modern, but represents the influence of the European nations on the world.
Esav eventually will give birth to Amalek, not directly, but eventually. And that Amalek has the greatest concentration of evil in the world. We have a special mitzvah of fighting Amalek, of destroying Amalek, of eradicating him completely, which of course will never be done completely until Mashiach comes and Hashem does it. But in the meantime, why do we have this mitzvah? In order that we should continuously remember that he is opposed to whatever we are doing. Whatever Am Yisrael, whatever the Jewish nation is supposed to do, whatever their mission is, Amalek is there to oppose it. That's his job.
See, Amalek is anything that opposes their God, their Torah, their sages, the chosen people, Zionism, Israel. You oppose their agenda, and you are Amalek, and they will destroy you.
Automatically, whatever is in the Torah, he is opposed to.
You know, people in our generation mock the Kadosh Baruch Hu and mock the Torah.
You mock Kadosh Baruch Hu? You mock Yahweh? You mock Moshiach? You mock the rabbis? They want you dead. You try to raise awareness about their genocidal, blood libel fantasies about destroying Western civilization, and you're evil and they want you dead. And they're all over YouTube. They all got big YouTube channels, and I'm banned. And then what do I get for helping to sound the alarm on all this? All the Christians lie and blacklist and slander me all over the internet. That's where we're at.
I mean, Hashem Rakirachem Aleim.
And Muslims too.
Amalek has another face that is not very known unless you go back and read about Esav, the grandfather himself. Which nation did Esav form? Not Amalek. Remember, Amalek is a grandson. It is an offshoot somewhat. It is a descendant. It is a concentration of the bad. But Esav himself is not Amalek. Esav is the father of Edom.
And then a lot of the Christians that do know about this, do they help us expose it? No. They run cover for it by saying, no, these crazy rabbis, they're Edom. They're going to be destroyed. We're really the Jews. We're really Jacob. Yeah, how's that working out? How many, 1 in 10 million Christians believes that when every single rabbi believes it, and you guys have no power, and they've got all the power and the influence and are pulling the strings? And instead of helping me sound the alarm and spread this information, they steal our clips and then say, look, they're actually Edom. They're wrong. Ha ha. Like this flamer Brandon Taylor Moore that was just on, we're the real Jews. We have the covenant now. You guys are such sheep, such slaves. So despicable. So sick of it.
Edomites. And there are a lot of nations in the world that belong to Edom. The Roman Empire is all Edom. They are related, aren't they? Grandfather and grandson. You don't need a real excuse to hate a Jew if you're from Amalek. You have it in you. It's in your genes. Amalek is Germany, so who's Edom? Edom includes most of Europe. It includes the United States of America. It's the Roman Empire that never was...
See, there it is. It's in their genes. Europeans hate Jews for no reason. It's in their genes.
Never destroyed.
Esav is representing the force of evil. Besides that, in our generation, the forces of evil are descendants of Esav. And I already explained in length how we see the history, how specifically the descendants of Esav, how they spread around, end up coming to Germany, to Germania, the Aryan race.
Esav is the founder of the Nazis. Nazis, the Romans.
Romans is Edom. Now we're also controlled by Edom.
So Edom is everywhere, and the United States of America is also part of Edom.
Edom, which is America, is going to be destroyed.
Edom is going to be destroyed. In fact, there's no resuscitation or rebuilding Rome. Edom must be destroyed. That's destroyed. And its place will be a kingdom that will reign forever. When Mashiach comes.
That's 4 minutes in a 23-minute video, and I'm sure with all the clips me and See Through It All and John and many others have found, we could go hours like this of them fantasizing to fulfill their Judeo-prophecy manifesto of destroying us all. And the Christians are on board, echoing all of their sentiments about this and waiting for a Moshiach to come and save them. That's where we're at, guys, okay? We're almost on 3 hours here. Let's show a few more things. Stephen Crowder says United States should cut ties with Israel. Let's get a few more super chats in here too, guys. Can we break? We're at 3. 6, can we hit 4? Can we get 4? Give me a 4. Give me a 4. Give me a 4. Let's go, guys. I want to hear what you have to say. 700, over 700 watching on Rumble. 150. Probably another 100 on Twitter. Let's go. And spread the link, clip the show, follow, leave a comment for the algorithm, give it a like. Not that Rumble's going to do me any favors.
Now know whether you guys have nukes and how many. How about this? How about we now use this as leverage? Let me tell you my problem with Israel here. We now inspect your weapons.
Yes.
We now know whether you guys have nukes and how many. And here's the thing. This big boogeyman has been taken, and I'm not saying that it was ill-founded.
Yeah, it's in your DNA, but you're the racist. That's what they say. That's what these rabbis say.
But if Israel finds another one, if Israel finds another threat outside of Iran and this axis of evil to say that they need our intervention, at any point in the next 10 years, it's no. Our policy is you are on your own.
Oh, I'm sure that'll happen.
And our policy should be, if we don't get to see how many nukes you have, if we don't get to, if you don't sign to this treaty, you are no longer our friend. How about this? How about we now use this as leverage? Let me tell you my problem with Israel here. We now inspect your weapons.
Yes.
We now know whether you guys have nukes and how many. And here's the thing. This
Big Mama 14 cents.
Yo!
You need to raise your goal, my friend.
Big Mama, thank you so much. Okay, we'll raise it to a little higher next time. Thank you so much, Big Mama. Love you, girl.
Big boogeyman has been taken, and I'm not saying that it was ill-founded. But if Israel finds another one, if Israel finds another threat outside of Iran and this axis of evil to say that they need our intervention, at any point in the next 10 years, it's no. Our policy is you are on your own. And our policy should be, if we don't get to see how many nukes you have, if we don't get to, if you don't sign to this treaty, you are no longer our friend. How about this? How about we now use this?
Yeah. I bet you, Trump. You don't think Trump has an idea? You don't think Bibi told him we've got 5,000 nukes and 50 subs, and if you don't do what we want, we will blow up everything? You don't think Trump's heard of the Samson option? Let's hear Thomas Massey on Theo Vaughn.
American and Israeli who.
But what do you think we get from Israel? I think it's just a big question. I think it's okay as a regular person, and I might get killed or something by Mossad or something, but what do we get from them as a country? Like, is there, I think there's just, that's a big question America has right now. Is there something we just don't see? And if there is, just tell us what it is so we can operate accordingly, you know?
No, I think they're the best lobbying group in Washington, D.C. And
Ted Cruz goes, what do they lobby for? Oh, not all that much. Nothing much. Nothing really. They actually don't do a good enough job with their lobbying. That's Ted Cruz. Here's the truth.
The reason they can do it is you have dual citizens, people who are American and Israeli, who are allowed.
Yes. I was supposed to do a show with 7 Seas today, but 7 Seas, I think we rescheduled. He's sick. We're going to do it on Friday instead. Massey still gets paid by the Club of Growth PAC run by Jeff Yass, who is a Zionist Jew. Yeah. I don't fully trust Massey either.
To give money into American politics, and because they're American, and by virtue.
Hold on, no. Trump just tweeted that Bibi is crazy.
You're allowed to
no.
participate. But if you're a foreign national, you're
Where?
not allowed
Share
to.
me the link,
So
guys.
they're one of the few countries that can donate money to what?
He called BB crazy.
PACs to members of Congress.
Other countries are not allowed to do that.
Well, I mean, they could if you.
Here comes the turn. Here comes the rift.
Citizens, as it were.
But could somebody be a Russian and American dual citizen and
Yeah.
serve in a Congress or?
Sure, and donate to congressmen. By the way, I have introduced a bill that would require members of Congress to disclose if they are dual citizens, and I think that's only fair.
Right, because right now you could have allegiance to another country, not just the USA.
Correct.
A week ago, he called BB crazy. I didn't see that. That didn't happen. Massey is a pressure release valve.
We swear an allegiance when you're a member of Congress to the Constitution.
They were calling Theo Von a secret Nazi the
Swearing
other
it to the
day.
country. We're not swearing it to the president. We're not swearing it to our party. We swear.
We swear to Jesus. To Jesus. We
other
swear to
countries have
Jesus.
constitutions too. What if you've taken allegiance to two different constitutions? Like the American, I'm not even, my bill wouldn't even keep you from being a member of Congress. It would just say you have to disclose it if you are. And and by the way, it wouldn't necessarily just be Israel members of Congress who are also citizens of Israel. It could be other countries as well. I just think it creates a conflict of interest. And you know, I have to disclose yearly
Fake tweet.
which stocks I own.
Okay.
I have to disclose all my personal financial information so that the voters can decide if I am unduly influenced by that conflict of interest. And so that's the structure of my bill. My bill it's an election disclosure. Okay, you're running for Congress.
Your bill's not going to pass. And Trump has it out. For Massey. He's been tweeting against him, spiraling against him. So is the Jewish lobbies.
You are a
Representative Thomas Massey announces the introduction of H.R. 2356, the Dual Loyalty Disclosure Act. Representative Massey's legislation amends the Federal Election Campaign Act to require candidates for federal office to disclose both their possession of dual citizenship and also the foreign country in which their dual citizenship is held. So right now, we don't have to.
Mad Crab has a video on Theo Von. Theo Von is full of shit. I'll watch it and maybe play it in another show. But yeah, I don't trust him either. He's part of the MMA, Joe Rogan, getting Trump elected, and pressure release valve. For sure. Mad Crab. All right.
No, people don't have to disclose?
Nope, they don't.
What?
You would have no idea.
Have you seen Spies Like Us, dude?
It's also, by the way,
hey, Abrahamic Matrix Destroyer, I'm going to block you. I don't want you in here just constantly trying to slander other influencers. It's annoying. It's distraction. We're talking about stuff here, and you're spurging out calling people Jewish that probably aren't Jewish. Stop. It's obnoxious. I already asked you once. Can you not help yourself?
it's a safety net, by the way. If something went really bad,
apologize or you're gone.
Country.
And then you can go do the same thing about me. You're one of these types of spurgs, that schizos that just runs around and comments everywhere calling everybody Jewish. All right? You're on notice. Yeah, sidetracking from the content is Jewish.
All in for this country.
I agree. This ain't the fucking hokey pokey, dude. I think you got to have both feet in or both feet out. You know what I'm saying, dude? But any country this could happen. It could be. That's not just Israel.
Correct. It could be any country. It could be.
But Israel's the only one that has a big lobby.
So
is there the Russian, like Russia PAC or whatever?
No, there is not. Like I say, there's not even Australia PAC or Great Britain PAC. I mean, because they're natural allies. Why would they have to lobby Congress? They're also not on our teat, like asking for money.
Ooh, not on our teat, not natural allies. Shots fired. Those are fighting words. What do we get from Israel? We got a lot of countries hating us.
Munitions and treasury, yeah, but it's not like we give them. It's a gift certificate that.
Do you feel like Israel is a fair ally? Are they a good ally for us?
Well,
Or is that too general of a question?
Well, I think it doesn't matter. Like, there's no big, giant Great Britain lobby. There's no Australian lobby. There's no German lobby.
Oh, the other countries don't have them.
No, not like this. This is singular. This is unique.
Isn't there a Saudi lobby? Maybe not an official lobby, but I thought Saudis do a lot of investing too. Adam King was seething over Massey today. Over which part?
Work with you. Why do you have to convince us that you're our ally? Why do you have to basically go into every congressional office and convince them? And it's because they want to keep the money flowing, and that they've got a good return on their investment. I mean, we send more foreign aid to Israel than to any other country.
Yeah.
They're, like 10 million people or something.
Yeah, I think
Tennessee, I don't know the population in Tennessee, but it's probably about, on that order.
Yeah, I think this year they said we spent like $12 billion, but that's not actual dollars. It's in military aid, right?
Yeah, it's dollars
Like
that comes out of
munitions
the
and stuff?
treasury. Yeah, but it's not like we give them. It's a gift certificate that's redeemable at Lockheed Martin and your local Raytheon.
Okay, got it. So that's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Why do they have this carve out that's just for them? Like what do we get from Israel, do you feel like?
A lot of countries that hate us.
A lot of countries that hate us. It's one of the things we get.
Well, especially right now with this stuff in Gaza, I think it's one of the worst PR campaigns I've ever seen in my life. If they're even, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, I just don't, it gives their government this extremely evil look to me, and I think to a lot of people,
Well, rough numbers, there are 2 million people in Gaza and 50,000 have been killed. That's 2.5%. Like, they've killed 1 in 40 people in Gaza. If you did that in the United States, if you did 2.5% of 350 million, it'd be almost 10 million people dead in the United States. Everybody in Gaza is at this point related to somebody who's been killed. Like, at least a first cousin you had killed. And then if you say how many have been maimed, it's probably 3 or 4 times that. So everybody in Gaza knows people who've been killed and maimed.
And we're supporting it, right? That's also the part that makes it really tough sometimes to just be a person. It's like our tax money is going towards this. But I just hope that people in some of these other countries know that, it's not regular everyday people who would want to do these things, that it's like governments making these choices and it's corporate interests that make these choices.
This is way more boring than I thought.
How would we stop
I think that was the best part right there. He just said, we get a lot of countries that hate us. I got a Tovia Singer supporter hating on me in the replies to the live stream on Twitter right now. Okay, let's see what we had. This is funny. Dude, shout out Uber Boyo. I need to get Uber Boyo back on. I've been wanting to for a while. He's always been awesome. He did this big tweet about me talking about Alex Jones and Christian controlled op and the Judaism plan to destroy the West. It got 1.3 thousand likes. We're over 3 hours. I'll probably show it on the next stream. Probably show it, no stream tomorrow, but Thursday I'll be back. I'll show it on Thursday. I do want to end with this, though, this short clip. F-list E-celeb Dave Riley made it on his local news in Idaho for a joke about black people. And then the Christian guy that's doing this like heterosexual event has a great one-liner at the end I want you guys to all see. It's a good thing for all the delusional Christian white nationalists out there that think it's anti-white to expose Jewish Jesus.
It's June and it's still Pride Month, but Hetero Awesome Fest has come to a controversial end. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Jessica Davis, speaking with the organizer of the festival and his response toward racist comments made at his event during a podcast.
It's top-notch American city.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are still very good bars around, great food. There's the Basque District. Again, it's clean. There aren't any black people here.
This is Dave Riley, the co-host
of
The Backlash, a talk show described as the
Dave Riley, what is your church going to say if you're celebrating no black people in your area, Dave? What's your Catholic church going to say about this? I don't think they're going to be very happy. You're not. You have to You want black Christians to be around you, Dave. Somebody's in trouble. He doesn't care.
District. Again, it's clean. There aren't any black people here.
This is Dave Riley, the co-host and producer of The Backlash.
It's funny, not just what he said, but the way he whispered it into the mic. I do that sometimes. Jews, I'll do that too. Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks. Jews.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Right.
It's clean. There aren't any black people here.
This is Dave Riley, the co-host and producer of The Backlash, a talk show described as the premier American nationalist talk show. Riley made those comments at the Hetero Awesome Festival this weekend at Cecil D. Andrews Park in Boise.
They said, hey, can we set up and do a live broadcast, an interview? They wanted to sit and interview with the speakers that were coming to our event.
Mark Fitzpatrick is the owner of Old State Saloon, who put on the controversial event.
Hold on. What did that say?
Owner of Old State Saloon.
He is never just out.
Controversial event celebrating straight pride. And he's seen on video during Riley's comment. He says he didn't hear Riley because he didn't have the podcast headphones on.
You will never hear that from me. I won't say that. Nor do I think it was wise or a kind thing for him to say.
I reached out to Riley for an interview Monday.
Was it true, though? Just interested. Was it true?
Wasn't available, but sent me this statement saying, quote, diversity is a weakness, not a strength. The LGBTQIA plus movement is satanic. Straight white people are welcome and wanted in Idaho. Christ is king.
You have somebody who's his own thing and has his own persona, right? He has a podcast, so he's going to choose to do what he decides to do. I'm not going to apologize for something that somebody...
The Thin Red Line sent $5. It could be funny here what the rabbis who said that the Israeli would sit on day eat sunflower seeds while Gog and Magog fight it out, what they say now when Israel is getting pounded.
They'll probably say like, oh, it's only a few people have died and it's still the safest place and stuff. They'll probably say that.
else said. I will say, I definitely wouldn't have said it.
Fitzpatrick says he isn't racist, citing his Christian faith.
As long as they recognize they're a sinner and they know that Jesus Christ died on the cross for their sins. It doesn't matter what color you are.
Owner of Old...
See, that's all that matters, guys. Hey, Christian nationalists out there, do you hear that? That's all that matters.
Every Christian identity and nationalist should be proudly presented to their home denomination to be called out for their unchristian ways. Christ is King.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try to get him thrown out of his church. But you got to love this take, right? I don't care. I'll live around all non-white people as long as they believe that they're sinners and they're washed in the blood and they worship Rabbi Yeshua. They're good with me.
As long as they recognize they're a sinner and they know that Jesus Christ died on the cross for their sins. It doesn't matter what color you are.
Owner of Old State Saloon, Mark...
Doesn't matter. And that's the real Christian view. That's the Jesus approved. That's every church in the nation. That's every church in the world has that position. So drop the shtick, drop the bullshit, internet Christians that act like you're some white nationalists, badasses, like super racist. All right? Pass the Jesus bong, Brother Adam. I love that mix, Zionist cuck. I don't know why it doesn't have way more views. And Ian Carroll really is like being a big bitch dodging me for so long. I'm surprised he hasn't blocked me yet. But I think it's because I'm onto him.
Fitzpatrick tells us that they've learned a lot from this year's festival that they are going to keep in mind for next year, confirming that the Hetero Awesome Fest will be back in summer 2026. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Jessica Davis, reporting for Idaho News 6.
I think that's code for Dave Riley is banned from Hetero Fest next year. Black Taria. Yeah, it'll be Black Taria now. That's funny. Anyway, let's see. That is all we have for today. Huge show. Great support. Remember, trust Trump. Trust the plan. We are going to be seeing how all of this unfolds. I will be back on Thursday. Everybody clip the show. Give it a like. Give it a share. Spread the word. Buy a t-shirt at knowmorenews.org. Huge shout out to everybody for the big support. The guy that gave that big 100 dono, Big Mama, Boleslaw.
Slow sent $10 your stream with Carlin, boys. Senko was great. I like that she started to realize. And I like the fusion between research into Judaism and communism. They're both sides of the same coin.
Yeah, Carlin's been good. She's been good. She's been green-pilled since the start, pretty much. So shout out Carlin. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Thank you for watching. Spread the message. Spread the word. And I will see you guys again very soon. Take care.